2025, everybody. What's going on? How you doing, Sergio? It's been a couple of weeks.
Yes, sir. I enjoyed the break, to be honest with you, but
Yeah, it was nice.
yeah.
It
But
was
back
relaxing. It
to
was enjoyable. I mean, granted, the last 2 weeks wouldn't have been good anyways, just because of, Christmas Eve and then New Year's Eve. Everybody's going to be, with family or friends or trying to get out there and make some money. So, yeah, it would have been
got it.
a little tough for the show anyways. But either way, it was a nice break. So definitely
Yeah.
enjoyable.
So a couple of people actually truly emailed me saying, "Are you okay with the fires?" I'm okay. Actually, behind me is a friend of mine's house from Pacific Palisades. It's blowing about 60s at my house, but I'm nowhere near the beach. But that thing is on fire. So, hopefully, winds will die down and they'll put it out because it's an inferno down there. I can actually see the smoke from my house, but God help them, and hopefully everybody's safe.
Yeah, we saw, or when I was scrolling through, I believe like Facebook yesterday, I saw it said life-threatening wind warning for your area. And I'm like, what the fuck is a wind warning, a life-threatening one? I'm like, come on. But yeah, I mean,
It's pretty
if
bad.
you got that fire and everything mixed into it and 100-mile-an-hour winds, so hopefully you'll be on the whole show, but we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Um, if not, yeah, well, we got a good show for you today, so let's just get right into the rundown. We have, give me 1 second. We're going to be talking about the Lyft dress code. What's that all about?
Hmm.
Are they going to enforce it? Are they going to make a dress code or what? What's going on there? We're going to be talking about money on New Year's Eve. Did you make money? Because we all know Uber definitely did. We're also going to be talking about this abuse fee in the Lyft TOS. If you watched my X or are following me on X, you may have seen me posted that, what that was. And we're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about the IRS coming after gig workers. Make sure you keep your records clean because they're definitely coming after you. Also, we're going to be talking about New York City drivers get a cut with this congestion pricing when it comes to earnings. We're going to be talking about, is Amazon going to be buying Lyft in 2025? A little prediction we had last year will be coming to fruition. News is all about Waymo these days. We saw a comment already in that about the Waymo, and we'll be talking about that during that section. We're going to be talking about our New Year's Eve top earning driver winners. And then we're going to be talking about Driver's Corner, which is a new segment where we're going to bring you on. So we're going to change the format up just a little bit on the show. What we're going to be doing is our normal, 5, 6, 7 topics that we have. If we have a guest come on, we're going to do the same. But as we are wrapping up the show after our topics, that's when we are going to hold off to questions and answers to those questions. So we may not be, engaging with the chat as much, but we're going to star your comments. And then once we get to this section, we're going to put it out there. Whoever wants to come on and talk, and we're going to fill you in exactly what we're looking for instead of just the same old complaints, because that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for some constructive things when it comes to rideshare and the gig economy and everything that's going on. So we'll fill you in there. But once we wrap up with our segments, as you can see, our New Year's Eve top earning driver winners is our last segment. Then we're going to say, hey, we're going to be switching up to our Driver's Corner. If you want to come on, we're going to put the link in there. And then we're going to go to our super chatters and our questions, highlight those and answer those. So we are going to have a little bit of a different rundown and shakeup when it comes to the outline of the show, but just so you guys know. So with that being said, let's move on to our next thing, which is something that we were just emailed earlier today about New York State and driver settlement there. So there is a driver settlement for a $328 million settlement between the state of New York and Uber and Lyft, where drivers who are driving between a certain time frame, you could be given some money. So you want to make sure that you do reach out to the Attorney General's office for Uber and Lyft. We do have the different phone numbers and emails that you can go to for Uber and for Lyft, because there are two different ones that are set up. It's not something where it's combined. It's two different settlements. It's two different things that you have to file. So if you're in that event, it was supposed to end today, but they are going to extend it to the end of January. So it's going to be January 31st at 11:59. They are going to be extending it too. So if you are a driver in New York State, Again, you could get part of the chunk of the 290 million from Uber and 38 million from Lyft. We had talked about this extensively when it was first announced. But yeah, that deadline was actually supposed to be today, but they're extending it. So
yeah, I got this. Actually, I got the email from the PR office of New York State AG. I don't know how they got a hold of me, but they got a hold of me, and I had a conversation with them as well. Right after I got the email, they said, please announce it. We're doing our best. We're going to have a PR release. So this is the release that they sent me, but they put it out there. Actually, the deadline was December 31. They extended it to January 31. The other thing they said is that a lot of, it raised my curiosity, Chris. They said some drivers are getting up to 5 figures out of the settlement.
Mhm.
Okay. And so if you're in New York City, or specifically New York State, and obviously part of the settlement, and you got a hefty check, please get in touch with me, Sergio at the rideshareguy.com. We'll do a little interview with you guys and put it on the channel. And the 2 links and numbers are right there on the screenshot. I don't know if they're in the show notes or not, but while I'm talking, take a screenshot of this.
Yeah, no,
There's
it's in the description too.
Okay, it's in
For
the
it. So again,
description.
if
There's
you
2
were a
different.
driver in New York State between 2014 and 2017 for Uber, and if you were a driver for Lyft between 2015 and 2017, you may be eligible for those funds. So it doesn't matter if you've been deactivated, it doesn't matter if you aren't driving, it doesn't matter at all. If you were a driver between 2014 and 2017 for Uber, 2015 and 2017 for Lyft, you could be getting some money. So
Yep.
we always want to give some money to our drivers. So this is a good one right here. But yes, those are the numbers right there, and also the emails that you can send them to for more information, or giving them the information that you need to
Yeah,
in
so
order
don't
to be part of that
procrastinate.
government.
Yeah, don't procrastinate. Go do it. It's free money. I mean, a lot of people, miss these deadlines,
Well, it's not free
obviously.
money. It's money that you were owed that they didn't pay you
Well,
back then.
I get that, but the other thing is, the reason they're extending it is probably, I'm assuming, is because not too many people went for it, right? I mean, there's still there.
No, no, I would say it says more than 100,000 drivers throughout New York are eligible to receive funds,
But how
and they've
many
had over
applied though?
88,000 claims.
Yeah, okay. Well, all
So
I'm saying
that's
is, if
pretty,
you,
80, we'll say 88% at the best. We'll say maybe about 85%, 80% total, because they say more than 100,000. I don't know how many that's actually going to be, but
well,
they're probably around that 100,000 number anyway. So being at 88,000, they want to make sure that those 12, 15, 20,000 left
that's still
still
a
have
lot.
that option to be able to.
I'm thinking it now, but I should ask that question when I was talking to them. Is what happens to the money that stays there? Like, it's not claimed. Where does it go?
I don't know.
I didn't ask them that question. I should have. I just thought about it now. But yeah, go get the money that's yours. So, and if you did get a check, decent check, please email me, Sergio at the rideshareguy.com.
All right. And with that being said, let's talk about another little thing. Sergio, you kind of got on when it
I
comes
got
to
$49. A good old Harry got some money. I got $49. A lot of people actually that I've spoken to in California got some money. Good old Harry got this is a settlement from Lyft. I think Harry got, what did he get? Dollar something? That's because he doesn't drive.
dollar
Dollar 20,
$37.
$37. I got $49
Woo.
and change. Ew, a lot of
Hey,
change of money. I got for
you
yeah.
want to know something ironic?
Hmm.
It just so happens that the minimum fare for minimum now
Half
is a
minimum.
dollar 37.
Half minimum fee. There you go. See, somebody Monuri got $8.94. I got 49 or $48. It's close to $50. So this is part of the settlement, and the law firm that was involved in this was. Did we put that up as well?
What?
What law firm it was?
I have no idea.
You have? Okay, I'm gonna while you do, just take over for a second. Let me get that out for you guys.
All right. Well, either
Um,
way, let's move on. Let's talk about a couple of other announcements that we have when it comes to the show. If you wouldn't mind kindly liking and sharing it, we do appreciate that. It'll help more drivers get reached because we all know how YouTube's algorithm works. So if you wouldn't mind kindly liking and sharing it. Also, if you want to become a member and help support the channel, you can by joining as a member and get some extra stuff when it comes to RSG. And also, if you speak Spanish or know somebody who does, don't forget RSG is in Espanol. So you can check out the Rideshare Guy en Espanol. Almost 2,000 subscribers over there, which is pretty cool. So that's awesome that we're able to help more drivers that primarily do not speak English or can't. And yeah, we're using AI. And what's crazy is it'll actually move your mouth to look like it's in Spanish. So it looks like we're actually speaking it, which is wild because I mean, I know a little bit of Spanish, and I know Sergio knows a little as well too, but to carry on the conversation like this in Spanish is different. So it's pretty cool to see that. And yes, for all those who were watching, yesterday's video that I put out was entirely AI, and I just wanted to see how ridiculously crazy it is. It is definitely noticeable, but the entire thing was AI. The only thing I told it to do was give the mistakes that drivers make continually, and it spit it out. And yeah, so those who are observant, gold star for you guys. I'm not
yeah.
giving you anything but gold
No,
star. But either way, absolutely wild how crazy this technology is. And you know what's absolutely insane is that's the worst it's going to be. It's not going to get any worse than that. It's only going to get better, and it's only going to get harder to tell what it is versus what it isn't. So
yeah.
pretty wild when it comes to that.
Yeah, so going back to that Lyft check that we got, it was Graves Law Firm. It was Turrieta versus Lyft. They got a $15 million settlement, and my part was $50 ish, for
Woohoo!
less than $50. And so if you did get the check, that's what it is for. If you didn't know, and it was actually, I'm reading actually from the release, in Turrieta, the Graves firm achieved one of the largest settlements ever reached in a case brought exclusively under the California Private Attorney Act, PAGA. So hats off to Graves Law Firm for them to chase the money and get us some money. $50 is $50. So that's that.
Awesome. All right, well, let's get back to those couple of announcements. Also, if you want more in-depth content from Rideshare Guy, make sure you sign up for the free RSG newsletter, and you get something in your inbox when it comes to some more content, whether it's changes, updates, some notifications that you should probably be aware of. So those types of things. Make sure you sign up for the free RSG newsletter, and not only that, you get Sergio in the newsletter as well too, because he does some there. We also have some RSG and Show Me the Money Club merch. So if you want to check that out, link's going to be in the description. And again, we're going to be changing. So any super chats, we do want to acknowledge those that do come in. So anybody that does do that, they're going to be at the end of the show, as I had mentioned previously.
Yeah.
And with that being said, Sergio, I
so
think you have,
yeah,
huh?
on the
Yeah, you got a
newsletter.
little announcement that you have.
Yeah. So we do Behind the Wheel. We've been doing how long now, Chris? About a year and a half, maybe, right?
Something like that, yeah.
So I do interview drivers. It's about a 20-30 minute thing. Some are super, super popular, some are not. But what I wanted to do with this, on this occasion, is that I I love drivers' voices to be out there, right? And this is a one-on-one interview. So there is no muzzle. There is no restriction. You can say anything you want. And in fact, one of the really popular ones was 3 weeks ago. This driver wrote an open letter and to Dara Khosrowshahi, to Uber, and said, well, I know it's not going to go anywhere. And I said, well, do you want to do it? Do you want to read your letter on an interview, and we'll put it on the channel? And we did. I think it goes 10, 12, 15,000 views. So the point I'm trying to make is, if you are interested in showing up on one of these interviews, FYI, some of you may think there may be, retaliation or this and that. No, none of that is going to happen. Okay. And please email me, Sergio at the rideshareguy.com. We'll schedule it. I'll send you a Zoom link. We'll hop on. It's half hour. I'll try to go with your schedule, and we'll record it and we'll put it on. Look, I understand the problems that exist. We're trying to keep it balanced here. Okay, it's not all bad. It's not all good. I think all negative is whatever it is. It sells, but that's not what we're here for. We're here for to improve and make you a more efficient driver and make you some more money, and preferably keep a balance, right? And because 7 million people are doing this around the globe. If it's that bad, why are 7 million people doing it? So the point I'm trying to make, lastly, is if you're interested in this type of interview one-on-one, and I'm sure most of you have seen those episodes, they come out every Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. Shoot me an email, tell me your story, or tell me what you want to talk about, just rough guidelines, and we'll hop on, have a fireside chat. I'll record it, we'll edit it. And when I say edit it, we just don't edit anything you're saying. We don't cut, paste, we just release it as is. And as I said, there's no restrictions, there's no muzzle, there's nothing you cannot say. Whatever you want to say, other than cussing, obviously, for a half hour. But email me, and I'll be glad to listen to you and put you on and get your voice out.
All right. Good one. Yes, if you're interested, make sure you email Sergio at the rideshareguy.com for that. And hey, who knows? Maybe you got a really inspiring story that can help somebody else out. So that's what we're looking for when it comes to it. But let's move on. Let's talk about our first topic, and that's actually today's title, and talk about dress code. So Sergio, you came across this. This is from Matt. And he posted this.
If it wasn't from Matt, I wouldn't have put it on. But since I know Matt extremely well, and they do the coast to coast thing, right, every Monday, the X Spaces, he put this up, and I'm like, "Are you serious about this?" He goes, "Serge, I wouldn't BS about any of this." And I'm like, "Okay, it's gone up with your permission, of course." We had a little issue a couple of years ago. Remember that one? And now I go, "With your permission," and they go, "Yes." Then we put it up. If there's no permission, then no, we don't put it up. So it says, "Get professional attire for less." I'm just reading from this. He got this in his app. It goes, "Riders notice the effect that drivers, the effort. What did it say? The effort that drivers put in. So to help you keep up the excellent service and stand out, we're offering discounts at Men's Warehouse, Joseph A. Bank, and KG Fashion Superstore through this partnership with Tailored Brands. Check it out." I'm like, no. Look, I have seen drivers. First of all, I've seen drivers at the queue, mostly at LAX. They come out with flip flops, torn t-shirts, the stained shirts. I'm like, okay, bro. I mean, just how do you take care of yourself a little bit, right? If not, forget Lyft, forget Uber, forget the rider, for yourself. I mean, how do you get out of the house looking like that? And about this, Chris, means like we're gonna put a suit and tie on now. We're gonna be limo drivers. Looks like. What do you guys think about this? Put it in the chat. You guys think? I mean, are you all dressing properly? First of all.
Well, I got a few comments on this one. First of all, this reminds me a lot of when I first signed up for Uber back in 2016, and that was I don't know. I know you were right around the same time. I don't know if you remember this or not. This was during the 80-20 split. It was a real good time to drive at that point, but I digress with that. But what happened was when you were signing up and they were kind of doing like their little intro to driving. They were talking about how, and this is before tipping was even allowed through the app. So for those drivers who came in like 2017, 2018, when tipping was finally in the app, they didn't allow tipping back then. But they would always like try to get you and say, hey, because you're getting paid well and, customers rely on this service, as they kind of always do this type of thing. They're like, you should have some water or snacks or something that you can carry and give to your customers. And it's like, back then I'm like, no, I'll keep my money, thank you. And if I'm going to do anything, I'll sell it. You get a 36 pack of water or something for $5, and you sell it for $1 a water. Hey, guess what? You got great profit there. So either way, it reminds me of that. But with that being said, honestly, coming from a customer standpoint, if I see somebody who is driving around in flip flops and pajama bottoms and like just crappy ass clothes,
Yeah.
I will have a much different perception of that person than if they were actually dressed in a more professional manner. 100%. Not only that, as a driver, it's better for you as well too, because yes, that is completely true what Lyft has said there, that riders notice the effort drivers put in when it comes to dressing nicer and being more professional. They say this is your business, right? So why would you dress like a slob if you are going out to drive? The reality is dress nicer. And not only that, look, if you're going to give me some, a little bit of money off the top, maybe save 10, 15% from Men's Warehouse, I'll take it. I like to shop there. And they have a lot more than just suits. So they have jeans, they have button-up shirts that are nice. They have, a lot of different things there that you can get. That's not just menswear in terms of suits and, that type of clothing. They have a lot of clothes there
I
too.
fully understand. I fully understand this. Obviously, it's just a little bit of we're making a fun out of it or light out of it, but nobody's expecting us to put a chauffeur's hat and an Uber shirt and whatever. All I'm saying is, if you want to, okay, like you expect good ratings and good tip, goddamn, take a shower first of all. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been in cars with drivers, bro, that just you can tell they just smoked a pack of cigarettes in that car. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And the way they're dressed, or I'm like, bro, come on, man. First of all, you're driving for money, by the way. You're a professional driver when you're using Uber and Lyft. I mean, you're not a limo driver, you're not a delivery driver, but you are a driver. You're involved in commercial business. And if you want tips and if you want your rating to be decent, smell good, I'm not telling you to put a suit and tie on and a chauffeur's hat on, but I mean,
look, honestly, you're not a black car service. I mean, for those who are
I'm not
driving
saying that.
black and that, then you might want to go more professional, but having something where you're dressed, where, things aren't ripped, things aren't looking like slob, you're actually like put together. That's going to be a lot better. That's going to be a lot better for the customer. You're going to feel better because it just gets you in that mindset. If you're just slobbing around, that's how you're going to feel. That's how you're going to act. And it will reflect in your rating. It will reflect in tips 100%. And honestly,
then don't
like,
complain.
you might say this is kind of a joke topic. I actually think this is like if they require a dress code, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they can really. I think they can do certain things to avoid people driving around in slop. But in reality, you're not really going to. But again, as a PSA, if you are looking better, if you are, taking care of yourself, if you are acting more professional, that is going to come off a lot better. Whether it's your own business, whether it's you're at work, whether it's you driving, it's all the same. You want to treat this where you are making money. And how are you going to look? Are you going to look like a slob, or are you going to look, something where it's going to be a little bit more professional? And I'm sure as hell not saying go get a suit. No. Black car service, you might want to. If you're doing private clients, you definitely want to. But when it comes to driving Uber and Lyft, especially X, regular, XL, those types, you don't need to go above and beyond. Just look nice. Just look professional. That's it. And honestly, that's going to get you a lot more tips. That's going to get you a better rating, and you don't even have to try.
I agree. No, I agree. So this is we're trying to.
Honestly, this is a real benefit to me. If Lyft came around and said, "Hey, we want you to have certain benefits," what would be good? I would say, you know what, this is actually a good benefit. If you're going to give me 10% for being like the run-of-the-mill driver, great. If you're going to give me more because I hit a higher threshold of points in that, even better. Then that might actually incentivize me, because then I already go to Men's Warehouse for my clothing. So if I can get a little bit on top of that off even more, then I'm going to be a happy person.
Yeah, I mean, one last thing about this is that also, as we discussed this previously, due to the fact that there is tremendous turnover in the business, and due to the fact that the pay is less, right? The turnover has gotten higher, and although they're onboarding new drivers, a lot of the professional drivers are getting out of the business already, and you're getting what you pay for, basically. I mean, to going back to Lyft, and they're scratching the bottom of the barrel when it comes to drivers now. And the ones that are putting on the road now are probably, or unfortunately, are going to be the types that just don't take a shower and don't dress properly and whatever not. So yeah, that's also on them as well. I mean, I read a couple of comments, flying by, pay us fairly and then whatever. But I don't think, look, I think it's a personal thing. Your
Look,
appearance
you could go to
is
McDonald's
your
and
own,
get a
has
minimum
nothing to do
wage
with
job, and you have to wear exactly what they tell you. Same thing with Target. Same thing with wherever it is at a minimum wage job. What the fuck does it matter?
I agree.
Look
I
nice.
agree. Yeah, I agree.
Everybody wants to fight about something. You know what? Good luck.
Yeah.
All right. With that
So-
being said, I don't think there's going to be a dress code, but I do think that we will enjoy looking a little bit nicer, feeling a little bit nicer, and yeah, I think it's good. So if they're going to give a little bit of a discount there, I'm all for it. So honestly, Lyft, I like that. I do. I really do. I like Men's Warehouse. That's where I shop. I mean, I can tell you can tell that at this point now. So I don't look like it when I'm on stream. I probably should, but yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's move on and let's talk about New Year's Eve. It was just last week, honestly. So how were drivers doing? Were you making money?
Well,
I know
we're going to
Uber did.
announce
We
our
all know
winners.
that. But
We're going to
what's up?
announce our winners at the end of the show, obviously. 3 winners for Amazon gift cards. I got a lot of emails, bro. I have a spreadsheet this long. But this was a tweet from Uber the day after New Year's, right? And it says, Uber 2025 is off to a great start. Look, I know from, well, okay. I put the video out, right? LA was absolutely on fire that I have not seen for 6 years, period. Uber's peak surge, it was stuck at peak surge of $30 for hours. Started about 12:20 or so a.m. New Year's Day. And it went on and on and on. Everywhere in LA was on fire. I haven't seen that much surge in 6-7 years. So I'm assuming a lot of the West Coast drivers did well. I read the comments as usual, responded to some. Some said, oh, it was shit. I went home early. I'm like, okay, cool. But in general, I think this happens to be, this probably was the best New Year's Eve going back maybe 5 years, okay, 6 years. So, but Uber said 2025 is off to a great start for Uber. Of course, why not? With our busiest New Year's Eve on record. I agree, because it had to be busy for the sticky surge to be stuck at $30. Okay. Then Uber says some riders even rang the new year from the back seat of their Uber. Look how much data they collect, Chris, right? They have data even on this most unimportant thing, right?
But the reality is, with them doing 1 million trips concurrently, just hitting that threshold, and then at midnight on New Year's Eve to New Year's Day, there is going to be like a literal 100% guarantee. So even if they didn't know that, they could still say that with absolute certainty that people were driving in the cars at that time. Like they don't need to look at the data. They could though, but I'm just saying, like,
but
they
this is global.
know.
So I you're right. I mean, it's global, right? 155,000 trips. During those 155,000 trips, people hit the midnight in the backseat of an Uber. And this year, the riders were going great lengths to party with friends. One Uber rider, Uttar Pradesh, India, he traveled 494 miles in an Uber. I'm like,
wait a minute.
no.
Oh, time out here. India does not use the metric system. I mean, they use the metric system. They do not use the imperial system. So I need to know what that is in kilometers.
It's multiplied that 1.5 times, so it's about 750 miles. But my point is, it was a great New Year's Eve for a lot of drivers. From what I heard, A lot of you sent me your earnings. I appreciate it. I'm going to announce 3 winners of the Amazon gift cards at the end. Not that you guys need it, because I'm looking at these numbers. I'm going like, holy crap, that's bank. But anyway, we'll announce it later. So Uber had a great New Year's. Hopefully you guys had a great New Year as well. I think it was. I think it was one of probably the top 5 of my last 8-9 years that I can remember. And then the next day we went back to gray clouds. So that was it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's how it always is. You got to take the good days. And again, that's part of your planning and positioning and all that when it comes to trying
one
to
day,
make
look,
money,
one day don't make,
especially.
one day don't make it or break it, but it was much needed. Let me put it to you that way.
But you can look at it as a nice little bonus. So you can get a little head start, whether that's, contributing to a Roth IRA or investment or paying off some bills or something. It's always good to have a little jump start there.
Yep, I agree.
All right. Well, let's move on. Let's talk about this abuse fee that's going on. So I came across this when I opened up my app on Lyft and popped up the terms of service yet again. And I was reading through it. So when I came across this, I saw abuse fee. I'm like, what the fuck is abuse fee? So yes, this is if we receive a credible report that you have misused or abused the Lyft platform, you agree to pay an abuse fee of up to $250 as determined by Lyft in its sole discretion. Lyft reserves the right, but is not obligated to verify or otherwise require documentation of abuse prior to processing the abuse fee. Now, this is not the cleaning fee. The cleaning fee is like 2 or 3 up from this. If you go into the terms, you see the different fees that are there. The cleaning fee is a little bit above that. I think it's actually the one above it. And then it goes to this abuse fee, tolls, other charges, service fees, all that good stuff. But yeah. Sergio, what is the abuse fee?
Abuse the shit out of your driver.
Driver.
Yeah, or the driver abuses the shit out of I don't know. Look, by the way, there was a couple of questions here. Lyft did push this. They combined the rider and the driver TOS together this time. I'm telling you, Chris, it was like I think they're taking a page from Uber's. Lyft's usually used to be like short, 7-8 pages. This was like Uber's 28 pages long.
Yeah.
And you guys go to the section where it says opt out of arbitration. I'll show you guys that next week because you have 31 days to opt out. Actually, Rideshare Drivers United, I just went to their website. Rideshare Drivers United has an automatic opt-out link set up. So all you have to do is click the link and you're opted out. I will put that link next week because I'm going to do it myself. I haven't done it yet. I haven't opted out yet. I'm going to use it and then show you guys how to do it. Maybe I'll even do a short video, put it on the channel. Shout out to Rideshare Drivers United. They stayed on top of it. And it's easy to do. You guys need to opt out because all these companies, Uber had one, Lyft had one, they're all forcing you to arbitration. You don't want that. You want to have the right to individually sue or in a collective way with a class action. If you don't opt out, don't cry afterwards. And there is a proper way of opting out. You have to do it that way. Otherwise, they will come back to you and say, oh, you did not opt out in time. Well, the Rideshare Driver United thing looks foolproof to me. So I'm going to use it, do it through them, and show you guys how to do it.
Yeah. But what the hell is the abuse fee? Did you hear anything from Lyft yet?
I did not. No. Okay. I sent it to Jeremy. Jeremy, what's up? I know you guys are all vacation. Some of you are in Argentina and shit. But listen, when I email you, I expect an answer, and I will remind you again tomorrow. No, I didn't. I don't know. Honestly, you sent it to me, and then I saw it. Then it was in my app. I was scrolling through. It's there. Abuse fee. I don't know what that is. I'm waiting for an answer from Lyft. So that's
I don't know. I don't know. But when we find out, we will let you know. So just be aware. Again, you got to read through all this TOS because you have no idea what's necessarily in there. This is supposed to be on the passenger side of the TOS, but it is all combined into one. So you know what? Yeah, it's going to be something that we got to dive a little bit more info on. I wish they would have gotten hold of us already. Come on, Jer, what the heck?
Yeah, well,
But either way, we'll keep you posted. We'll probably have more information next week or so. So let's move on. Let's talk about the IRS coming after the gig worker. Dun dun dun.
yeah,
And
yeah,
if you
this
didn't
came out a
know
couple.
this, if you don't know that taxes are coming, then you really do need to know. Because
Yeah,
Uncle Sam is going to get his money no matter what.
well, yeah, but this is kind of not nerve-wracking, but this is, I mean, go after somebody else. You could say, I'm sure a lot of people in the chat are going to say that. This is in Seattle, Washington State, and it started there. But my point is, I'm actually in touch with a driver from Portland, Oregon at the moment. So you guys know, he was audited by the, so in California, we have franchise tax board. Every state has their own, state tax board or whatever it's called. In California, it's called franchise tax board. In Oregon, it's Oregon Revenue Service. He's getting audited for the last 3 years. And what he's going through is hell, Chris. Okay. He's not
They don't mess around.
he's not going through a federal audit. He's going through a state audit, and they're asking him some shit that he doesn't have. So we're going to make some, articles about that and show you what he's going through. But when I read this, I remembered him. And look, you guys need to get this is a business. This is not a joke. This is not, a lot of you drive it and then estimate at the end of the year. You don't, keep track of your mileage, and then you just tell your accountant, or if you're doing your own taxes, I drove 80,000 miles this year. If you get audited, you need to present all this stuff to either the IRS or your franchise tax board equal in your state. Don't take this lightly. They will come after you. And then I don't know if you have the money to pay the back taxes, because by the time they audit you, by the time the interest and penalties get accumulated, you're in a whole world of shit as it is. Okay. So yeah, court authorized IRS to seek identities of gig economy workers on Just Answer platform. This Just Answer platform is out of business now. However, between 2017 and 2020, they had plenty of gig workers working for them, and I guess those gig workers, maybe they were not sent to 1099s. They did not report their income to when they were filing the taxes, and now IRS is going to go after it. And on the next screenshot, there is one more that I had sent you. Is there one more? Yeah. Just enter. So IRS targets gig economy tax compliance. So, this is not just about Uber drivers, but this is Just Answer was like a gig platform. Let's say you need to keep your record straight. First of all, you need to keep your record straight just to know if you're a profitable driver or not. Period. Okay, and because if you're not, there's no sense in keep doing what you're doing for a cash flow or turning your car into an ATM. But I am, we need to do a little bit more on this, Chris, actually, this year. A little bit more education, a little bit more cost per mile, a little bit more how to figure, out if you're a profitable driver or not. Because I really think a lot of people ignore this. I'm sure in the chat there are a bunch of people who do really keep track of their expenses. But you have a lot of write-offs. You need to take advantage of all the stuff. Don't just, some of you may not even know that should you take the standard mileage deduction or should you take the itemized deduction? You guys need to treat this as a business, okay? And there are apps, there are third-party apps that can help you with that. Some of them are free, some of them are not, but at least keep track of your mileage, because that is your biggest deduction. From what I know, I think this year is 67 cents a mile. And
it's, from what I heard, I believe it went up to 70 cents a mile for
Did
this
it?
year.
Okay.
Yeah, for 25.
Right. Yeah.
You double check.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. So yeah, they are sending. I mean, Mike Smith said it correctly. All the gig companies, Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, everybody, they're sending all your information to the IRS. You don't want to get audited by the IRS.
Yep.
Trust me, you do not. Okay.
So 2025 mileage rate is 70 cents a mile.
There you go. That's a lot. But don't do it like, say, okay, I'm estimating, I'm guessing that it's.
No, you need an actual tracker.
Yeah, and
I mean, you could use a notebook, but why would you write that down? There's
well,
no
I'll
point in
give you a
writing a
hint
notebook.
of okay. I'll give you a hint of what the Portland driver is going through. He was using Mile IQ. He presented that data to the state revenue board. They said, no, no, no. We need each chip starting and ending point data from you. Think about it.
That's
Who has
insane.
that? Who has that? He's in like a world of hurt. And they presented him with a $9,000 bill.
Whew.
Hey, who has that $9,000 to pay? I mean, you got to first of all battle, and God knows what's going to happen to that man. But so don't take it lightly. Don't, please don't. And
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, there's definitely some apps out there. Gridwise, Solo are good ones that we do recommend. We do like Solo because it's got a lot more expense tracking and also tax tracking, so you can see what you may need to have ready for taxes. So it's
yep,
definitely a nice all-in-one app when it comes to that. I mean, if you have your own business, you're probably using QuickBooks, right? So you're keeping track of all your expenses, all your payments, everything, so it's all nice and simple and easy. You're putting it all in one little platform, which is QuickBooks. All businesses use it. There might be other ones out there, but QuickBooks is probably the most well-known and the widely used because it's integrated into pretty much every single thing, whether it's a CRM, whether it's, one-off things, whatever it might be. You need something that will also do the same thing for you as a driver. And yes, something like Solo is a great thing for that.
yeah, I agree.
But with that being said, let's move on. Let's talk about New York City. I don't know about you, but I'm scrolling through X and I'm seeing all this congestion pricing and people praising it. Like, oh my God, I'm so happy it's here. Dude, do you not
Mhm.
realize that you owe money now to the state for just moving your freaking car in lower Manhattan?
Hmm? Well, this was major news. I mean, right? There's two sides, obviously. In every issue, there's two sides of two camps battling. One says, "Oh, it's great. There's going to be less cars," but the headline in the New York Post was Uber Lyft spent millions pushing for New York City congestion pricing and stand to make a killing. You guys need to put two and two together. Why? Why? Well, congestion pricing means you're not going to drive your car down there, right? If you're driving in New York, I don't know why anybody would do, but let's say you are. But this is it's going to increase the utilization rate actually of the existing Uber and Lyft cars. But I got some screenshots from New York drivers, and they're saying actually they may be, and I'm still researching this, they may be the ones paying for it because specifically Jersey drivers, first of all, on Uber, they don't even know where they're going. They don't have upfront fares. But if you're in Jersey and accept a trip to the five boroughs to New York City, you know what the penalty is, right? You cannot pick up a trip and go back. And now you have all the tolls, and now you have all the congestion pricing on top of you. So if you're a Jersey driver, please be careful accepting these trips going into New York City. But it makes sense for Uber and Lyft to push congestion pricing to get rid of all the cars, so their cars are busier. Well, Uber, Lyft are busier. And as we know, we did a lot of content on drivers getting locked out because the utilization rate was not there. But then I received a couple of other screenshots from drivers already in New York City saying that Uber just cut the toll that they would pay up front, and now the money is gonna come out of their pocket basically. I'm still looking into it. I'm actually going to talk to the person that's in this article, Josh, and find out from their end what they're seeing. And the next two screenshots will show you guys what one driver got in New York City. Here's what you should know about tolls when dropping off in New York City. Hi, Mark. We are making some updates on trips between New York City and New Jersey. This is a Jersey driver, and this is, he sent me both of these screenshots. Riders currently pay, and you currently receive $20 for tolls between New York City and New Jersey. Due to congestion pricing and other rising costs starting January 5th, will reimburse the cost of the tolls to better reflect your trip expenses. For trips beginning in New Jersey, if you're on a trip from Jersey into New York City, riders will reimburse the applicable toll cost at 1606 during peak hours and 1406 during off-peak hours. Why did it go from 20 to 16? The guy was like baffled, right? And these are the costs. And I got a couple extra emails. So if you're a New York City driver, please get in touch with me and educate me on this. If this is coming out of your pocket, because when I ask Uber, I know what Uber is going to say. Oh, no, by no means it's coming out of the pocket. So these are the tolls, Chris. This is your backyard, kind of 5 hours away, but it's still a backyard.
Oh, this thing around me. I don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, but drivers are about to be slapped with higher costs to enter Manhattan below 60th Street with the new congestion charge and fees for using bridges or tunnels. Well, we know how many of those exist in New York City. I'm just want to make sure that drivers are not getting shortchanged. I know Jersey drivers are from that email he received from Uber, but even inside the five boroughs, right? New York City is a super, super complicated market, bro. Seriously. I mean, with the TLC being involved with Uber and Lyft and the minimum now, and they have a time and distance, they have minimums. It's a super complicated market, but I want to hear from some New York City drivers if you guys feel like, or you can prove it to me, that this is coming out of your pocket and it's lowering your earnings. And from the screenshot on the left, it looks like it. They lowered it from 20 to 16 in peak and 20 to 14 at off peak. Now, nobody is going to pick up in Jersey and go into the city if that's the case.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But the one thing, though, that I found bewilderingly was that people were like standing out and saying, "Oh, it finally passed. It's finally here. I am so happy." Like, really? You not really? I mean, these are people that just don't drive or something. I don't know.
Well, this was
They
also
don't
done, by the
understand
way.
the world of economics. I mean, I don't get it. It's literally a tax that the government is coming and saying, "Hey, we are making you pay us more money," and people are happy with it. Like, they're just in lockstep. I think their brains are absolutely fried.
Well, the other thing they brought on the congestion pricing is for public transportation to be used more, but they even have that on them. Like if you go rent like a city bike, through Lyft has city bikes there. There's congestion pricing. So the pricing on those is lower. So they want you to use more bikes. They want you to use more, the subway more, and they want you to use all that stuff more. And that was the basic idea behind congestion pricing, that
Yeah, and
utilization of
Uber and
those
Lyft are like,
other
"Oh,
assets.
yes. This is a
Yeah,
perfect opportunity for us to expand our cars.
yeah.
Now we don't
Well,
have to lock out drivers, but we can pay them less, and they'll
yeah.
take more
So,
rides."
yeah, please, if you're a New York City driver and you watch this, send me your screenshots of what you think, if you're getting shortchanged, if it's coming out of your pocket, because it shouldn't.
That's why I propose an eVTOL. I'm going to be flying around New York City, picking up people, dropping them off, and then where the sensors are, they're going to be like, I'm going to be like, "Too bad you can't get me because I'm in the air. I'm not congesting anything. I'm up and driving around, up and down, up and down."
Wait, did Sergio paint his nails white? No, I don't mess with that shit, bro. Anyway,
All right.
yeah. So, but anyway, so email me, Sergio at rideshareguy.com. I need to get to the bottom of this. And I'll also ask Josh, like, what's happening with this thing? Can you explain this to me? Because, he's on top of it. So he's in every quote that Uber, as an Uber representative. So I'm like,
Well,
okay,
because
cool.
he's the Uber rep that's out there talking.
Yeah,
But
he
with that being
is.
said, let's move on. Let's talk about, what was it? Last year or something, David Risher comes to town because he is announced the new CEO of Lyft. And yeah, there is some predictions that we made back then that said, "Oh, does this open the door for a partnership between Lyft and Amazon? Or is this going to be a preparation for a possible sale or partnership between something like DoorDash and Lyft. And lo and behold, last quarter, at the quarter reports, they were talking about their partnership in between DoorDash and Lyft. And now the rumor mill is spinning again and talking about Amazon possibly being a contender to purchase Lyft.
Yeah.
What do you think about this, being the finance guy?
Yeah. Well, look, Lyft actually, under the new management, drivers may not like it, but they are doing better. They were left for dead. They came back, and from the first day, even when David Risher took over, I remember our conversations. I go like, is he going to prime Lyft for sale ultimately? Right? We talked about that. And Amazon to Amazon, buying Lyft is like 1 month's worth of interest on the cash hoard that they have. I mean, Jeff Bezos is worth
Let me tell you
250
one
billion.
reason why it makes absolute sense for
Well,
Amazon to purchase Lyft, and that is
the
Uber
network.
Connect. They will
Yeah.
pay drivers to do Amazon delivery packages where they don't have to keep their Amazon drivers on anymore, and Amazon Prime can just funnel into Lyft. Why not?
Well, yeah, no, they can do that, but I think the network, right? It's the network is the important thing here, and because Amazon is working on these. They built these things from the ground up, by the way. It's not like just hardware, software, everything. It's called Zoox, and they are the AVs, autonomous vehicles. They're for four people, right? You sit facing each other. It's an interesting vehicle. It can actually park 90 degrees, wheels. It drives both ways at the same speed. They built this thing.
That's what she said.
I've seen it. I've seen it up in up north. So long story short, it makes sense to them to get in bed or buy somebody like Lyft because Lyft has the ready customer base, right? And so Lyft's infrastructure, it says on Yahoo Finance, isn't just a ride-hailing network, right? It's perfect launchpad for scaling Zoox's autonomous tech. Look, like it or not, these things are coming. And analysts point out that Lyft Zoox partnership wouldn't just challenge Waymo, could also push Amazon deeper into lucrative world of food delivery. Yes, it could. And so, as we know, Risher is completely opposed to food delivery, but this is another way of getting in there. Other deliveries, regular deliveries, obviously. So, does Lyft need to be saved by Amazon? No. It may be 2 years ago, yes. Now, no. But okay, what is Lyft worth on a takeover? Let's put our finance hats on. Lyft stock is $14 a share. Company worth about $5.5 billion market cap. What kind of premium should we put on it? 50% premium? Okay, Amazon buys Lyft at $20 a share. All right, $7.5, $8 billion takeover, which is literally nothing for Amazon, like nothing. Jeff Bezos is worth $250 billion. I think he can buy Amazon Lyft for like 30 times over. The point I'm trying to make is Lyft is doing things with other AV companies, but if Zoox's idea is to, operate on the Lyft network, I think it makes sense. On deliveries, it makes sense. They're in partnership with DoorDash. That made sense at the time. So, and I know I'm going to go back and watch actually when Richard took over. I think he was hired to turn Lyft around and put it up for sale, and this may be the year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what I had said. I said, we're looking at a year or two, and look, these partnerships are happening and possibilities. So who knows? We'll see what happens.
Yep.
But yeah, that's kind of been the rumor mill going on over the week, the last couple of weeks when we were off. So definitely had to talk about that.
Yeah.
But speaking of autonomous vehicles and the unicorns that they are, because I put cones on them. Oh, side note, before I get into the actual topic of Waymo, there was at the gym that I work out at, there was a cone sitting inside at the gym. I was going to take a picture of it and send it to you and say, see, they're prepping. They're getting ready for those AVs that come so they can just put it on the damn head and just sits there like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm going to go around in a big circle.
You love those cone heads, don't you?
Oh my God. I love making fun of them.
Well, okay, so you're gonna come out the herbivore this year. That's a fact. Okay,
Fact.
I'm gonna put you one in one
Did
of
we
those
let wait?
Waymos.
Did we let the cat out of the bag already?
No, yeah, no, because we're putting pressure on Harry, but no, Harry said yes already. So it's coming up, bro. It's only like a couple of months away. It's April 11th.
Yeah,
Okay, anyway,
April 10th, 11th, I believe it is. Whatever that
I'm
Friday
gonna
is.
put you in one of those Waymos.
You're
I am, I
funny.
am. I know we are, and I'm gonna record it.
And I'm gonna make it look like a Jackson Pollock painting on the inside of that
Do
motherfucker.
whatever you want to do. You know what? In fact, you should go
If
put
you
a
know, you
cone.
know.
Put a cone on that Waymo that you're in. Let's see where it goes. And because they operate where herbivore is gonna be, I'm just gonna order one, and we're gonna get picked up and go to dinner. That's what we're gonna do. And then you'll go, holy shit, this thing drives better than me, Serge. you're gonna you're gonna figure that out. But I gathered a lot of Waymo articles this week because it was one after
Oh,
the
yes,
other
you
one.
did.
I
You
did.
know what
Wow.
is funny? Because you send it to me and you're like, oh, hey, did you see this? I'm like, dude, I posted this on my ex last week.
I was like, yeah. So the three headlines came out. It's not funny. The first couple of them actually.
No.
There was one where actually the literally where they're gonna we're gonna do herbivore this year. Some crackhead looks like ordered a Waymo or got in a Waymo somehow and tried to carjack the same thing. And there's, I didn't put the pictures in, but there's pictures of him getting pulled out of the car by LAPD and getting arrested. He tried to take over on carjack. How stupid you gotta be, sir, to do that? How can you carjack a driverless car? Think about it, right?
Well, wait
stupid is stupid
until
does.
the cars don't have steering wheels.
Yeah,
And then you get in,
exactly.
you're like,
Well, that's
oh
going to be
crap, what am I supposed
impossible.
to do?
By the way, these Waymos, they have cameras all over them, inside and outside, obviously. And when they do see that, they will stop themselves. They will call the cops, and they will get arrested. So don't try to carjack a Waymo.
No,
However,
just put a cone on top of it. That's it. That's all you got to
that's
do.
it. That's all you have to do. Yeah, and then do whatever you want. Then go take the lidar, radar, whatever the heck it is. But no, on the darker side, I read actually the whole story, so you guys should read it. In San Francisco and in a couple other places like LA, supposedly what's happening is that people in other cars, when they see hot chicks in a Waymo, um, are like blocking the Waymos and having their way with these autonomous vehicles because look, they're not going to break the law, they're not going to run over anybody, they're going to stop, right? Period. And this is I mean, this, people don't think, people go like, oh, Waymo, oh, it's so cool, oh, it's so this. So it's like there is downside in all of this stuff, man. Like, first of all, these things are on the internet. Okay, you hack into one of those cars. Okay, look what happened in New Orleans last week, right? I mean, I think about these things, about these autonomous vehicles. What if somebody, hacks into a few of these and runs it through a crowd? I mean, shit is crazy is
I
crazy. You
mean,
know
they
what I
can
mean?
do that with cars, whether it's autonomous or not. You could do it with your car right now.
Well, I know that, but what I'm saying is that there is downside to all of this automation and autonomous vehicles. And like the article on the left, women harassed in
Sensors,
San
connection
Francisco's
points,
driverless
everything.
taxi. Yeah, look, driverless taxis, as men chase and block vehicles. I'm like, yeah. So you got in the car saying, okay, I have no driver. I'm kind of drunk. I ordered me as, Waymo in San Francisco. And then some guy is chasing you and blocking the car. And then, the story goes from there. And and the next one is
Waymo and
this
robot
was
crime.
funny. This was funny. This was robot hitting a robot. And the robot it hit, actually, I texted Ali, Ali Kashani, who's CEO of Serve Robotics.
Yep.
I go, what happened there? You got smashed by a Waymo. He's like laughing. I was like, he goes, by the way, he goes, it was Waymo's fault. It didn't
It
see.
was. If you watch the video, it absolutely was because that little damn robot was going in going out first, and that thing should have never turned in. But the thing is, to highlight, what if that wasn't a robot there? What if that was a kid or a family or whatever it may be, and the car just went, oh,
Yep. No, no, I'm telling you. I mean, a lot of people are like, especially the VC tech bros, They're like, oh, this is great. This is going to do this. This is going to do that. I'm like, no, it's not going to do shit. Think of the downside. There's a lot of downside, you know. Okay, so imagine that you're that girl in San Francisco who's getting harassed and blocked by another idiot in his car, right? What will happen if there was a driver in that car? That was an Uber or Lyft driver. We don't give a shit, bro. We'll run you over. We run you over. I want to protect my ass. Forget the passenger, right? My point is, a lot of people think, oh, this technology is wonderful. It's going to save lives. And this, you saw that, right? You saw that poor guy with his poodle sitting in the front seat when they vandalized that whole damn car. Mm-hmm. I mean, you guys got to think a little straight. You know what I mean? So, but, you put this one up? I didn't read this one. So,
yeah, so this was something I came across on X when it came to Noemi.
Yeah.
And this is, we're talking about the outside of the cars. You and I have already talked about the inside, what they're going to look like. But now it's starting to show up on X of people complaining about it. So she wrote, ever since Waymo opened up access, the cars have been getting absolutely trashed. I've been in cars where people had smoked weed, left socks, cans, burger wrappers, dog hair everywhere, and things becoming less exclusive. People inevitably start treating them like public goods.
And don't forget the bodily fluid. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
That's why I said a Jackson Pollock film. Painting.
Well, no, you don't know. I mean, there's an upside, there's a downside. Obviously, look, everything is embellished when it comes to Waymo, whatever. But look, there is real problems here. There's real world problems that these AI robots or AVs cannot solve, or make a personal human judgment. Somebody's in front of my car, blocking my road. I have two choices: go around or go over. Waymo is not going to either. It's just going to stop there. And the victim is sitting in the car, helpless, literally. By the time LAPD shows up in LA or Arizona or Austin now, whatever is going to be done to that person is going to be done to that person. So to me, it's like, let's think about this. Yes, it's great. Yes, it's going to save lives. Yes, it's going to be less accidents. But then those days are how many years those away? How many hundreds of thousands of AVs need to be put out, scaled for that? So I'm like, but I am definitely putting you in one of those when you come to LA. Definitely. For sure.
And I'm going to have a
I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go with you. I'm just going to go, and then I'm going to record you, put a cone on the damn thing.
That video is going to go viral. You know why? Because we're going to put a damn cone on that mother effer. And
I'm telling you.
I'm going to get my black light out and inspect everything up and down and say, this is what you're sitting in. You're sitting in a pool of somebody.
We're definitely going to do that. We're definitely going to do that. We're definitely going to put that video out. But
yes, speaking of the car that was going around in a circle, driving around in for no reason, just circling in a parking lot. He was circle jerking, and I don't freaking know.
That thing was, I don't know.
I don't know what was going on there, but I mean, if you follow my ex, I post all those crazy Waymo stories and stuff like that. So, I came across that last week, which is pretty wild to see, because again, I don't know. I'm going to say user error, but there's no user there. So who do you blame? You blame the code? Whatever. But either way. Yeah. All right. I'm sure we'll have a lot more fun about Waymo soon, but
we will.
That's it for that. Let's go to the next little thing, which is a little funny. I don't know if you saw this one, Sergio, or not. But this is a request coming from DoorDash from a customer, and so it says, leave at my door, please ring buzzer for 247. Do not leave outside the complex. Order needs to be left at door of unit 247 located at 3rd floor. Due to recent thefts, this order will be monitored closely. Delivery drivers will be held responsible for any orders that are marked delivered without being delivered, canceled by Dash after store confirms food has been picked up, or reassigned after food has been confirmed leaving the restaurant. Please note that the customer app shows additional stops before my drop point. A common excuse given to support upon investigation is that they're working on another delivery, despite no additional stops are visible in the app. I report any suspicious activity to DoorDash support, which may lead to termination of your contract with DoorDash. I have deactivated many drivers in the past. If this order happens to be valued at $100 or more, I will pursue prosecution citing IC 35-43-4-2, which can result in a minimum sentence of max 1 year and or up to $5,000 fine if proven guilty. Please note that This is a misdemeanor class A, depending on the situation and priors. It can be
Who the
elevated to a
fuck?
felony. Please be smart and don't risk your income or record your stupid record for your stupid food. It is not worth it. Dude, I'm gonna eat this motherfucker.
This is from a customer?
Yes, this is what a customer wrote on their please leave at door special
And then
note.
he went into the rest of it?
Yeah. That's all from a request. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna eat your motherfucking food.
Jackass.
I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, too bad.
Jackass. He must be a lawyer. Look at him. Buddy.
No, I don't think that. I think that they ChatGPT'd something and said, "Oh yeah, ChatGPT had hallucination and said 35 43 42."
Yeah, buddy, I have news for you, whoever you are. Get off your ass. Get your ass off the couch. Go get your own food. Move it.
I think the person needs to get off the couch. I mean, if you're thumb twiddling that much, you probably need to get up.
Get off that freaking couch. First of all, the other thing is, see, there's like it says 247, but it's on the third floor. Usually on the third floor it should be 347. Why is it 247?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, as a
I don't
because I do deliveries. When I do deliveries, okay, the thing I despise, Chris, is I'm starting the trip to take it to their house or wherever they are, right? The instruction will say, leave at the door or meet at the door, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There's two things, meet or leave at the door. It will say meet at the door, and then the customer note says, oh, leave it in front of the door. I'm like, bro, it's meet at the door. And then I text them right away because, you know, I'm not going to mess with that because those are the ones that are going to go, oh, I never got my food. And then Uber's going to deactivate my ass probably. So I go, I cannot leave it at the door because your instructions say meet at the door. They go, oh, I forgot. I don't know how to change it. I'm like, well, you need to be meeting me at the door or that food is going to go in my tummy. That's what's going to happen. And, you know, so that's how you get free food, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
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 But yeah, if you ever get something like this, oh, please cancel it right away because you don't want to deal with that drama because they're also going to not only do whatever they're doing, but they're also going to claim that I was supposed to get 314 grams of salt and I only got 296. And I was supposed to get 47 fries, but there were only 43 in there. And my burger looked like it had a little bit of a bite. I mean, if you look from this angle and this, it's not worth it. Trust me, not worth it at all.
Not for DoorDash's trash $2 order. It ain't gonna happen. So, you know, move on.
Yeah, that's just an entitled piece of shit. So you know what? Go to Unit 247, light a bag of shit on fire, ring bitch, and laugh your ass off.
Damn right. Yeah, get off your ass, buddy. You know, go get your own food. It tastes better.
I would. Honestly, I read that just because one, there's probably a lot of people who are not actually watching this right now or able to read it because the font will be too small. And then also the people who are just listening. But the reality is I would look at that. I would comment back TLDR canceled. That's all.
TLDR. That's right. Yeah, I go, whatever, buddy. Move on. Have some other fucker bring you the
TLDR cancel, please.
I like that one. Yeah.
Or have a nice day with a smiley face.
Yeah, you know. Whatever. You know, I would go like
that being said.
Okay.
Dude, my time is money. If I gotta sit there read a fucking book, I'm not reading. I'm not gonna do it. Sorry, I got shit to do. You're getting canceled. I'm moving on to somebody who's gonna be like, oh, here, hey, cool.
Imagine one of those rental illegal accounts is done by done by one of those.
That probably was. That probably was. That was they got the highlights. They got the highlights sent to them. Hey, can you believe that? They're probably like, hey, can you believe that this is actually what they're telling us to do?
Probably so. But anyway,
I just got off the boat and crossed the border. I don't understand what it is. Whatever.
Well, you know, a lot of the Venezuelan, or Ukrainians, it's like, oh my god, respond in Ukrainian. Respond in Spanish.
No say. Puta madre.
I got, what? You light a bag of shit on fire, huh? Okay. How do you come up with this shit, bro?
I don't know. Sometimes it comes to me.
Racist. We're not racist. We're just having a good time. So, anyway,
It's
let's
not
go.
racist, bro.
Before I lose my shit altogether, let's go.
It's called
All right.
fun.
Serious.
Yo, we got to get back to having fun. I don't care what.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have fun.
Yeah, 100%. You know, we forgot how to have fun with all this political
Let's
correctness
make
and
political
bullshit that we live
correctness
Yeah.
not cool again.
Yeah, you don't like us? Tough shit.
Let's
Log off.
make political incorrectness great again.
That's right. You know, move
Hey,
on.
man.
I mean, look, man. It is like, all right. So
I got
are we giving
I got a
some money
lot more
now,
where that
or-
comes, but I reserve myself a little bit. But with that being said, let's get into this top earning drivers announcement for the top earners New Year's Eve.
Yes.
Mr.
Let's go. Let's give him some money.
Go ahead.
Let's give him
I don't
some
know what
money.
you got for this.
The what?
I don't know what you got for this. You didn't send me a screenshot.
I sent you the 3 names.
Oh, I was supposed to put the names up. Oh, okay. Well, then hold on a second.
Okay, I'm gonna read it, and then so how do we do that though? I sent you those 3 names, buddy, on the bottom of it.
We got Rafael.
Okay, so
Rafael de Silvia. Good job. Congratulations. For $902 in Boston, Massachusetts. Yo, can I get
you know
some
who
clam
Rafael
chowder?
da Silva is, right?
Oh,
You know who Rafael is, right?
Chowder?
You know
Can I
who
get a clam
Rafael is.
chowder? Yeah, I know.
Rafael is the Iron Man, bro.
Yeah.
He's my
Congrats.
Iron Man.
$902. Can I get a quarter for some clam chowder?
All right. So
Nikki
I'm gonna.
Nikki Manchev in San Diego made $896. Ooh, only $6 less than our top player there. Nice, congrats. And Mohammed Hassanpour, thank you for not having an unpronounceable name, so I appreciate that. But awesome work. San Francisco, California, 869. So congratulations to our 3 drivers, Rafael, Nikki, and Mohammed, for literally kicking some ass out there. 902, 896, and 869 respectively.
Okay, I had dozens of people send me their earnings. First of all, I appreciate it. Okay. And a lot of them were like great numbers. These are amazing numbers. So Rafael da Silva he's an Iron Man. I don't know. That's how I call him. He's in Boston, Massachusetts. I have 2 articles with Rafael. He's the guy that makes 3,000 a week, week after week after week. Still.
He's a 6-figure driver. You call him a 6-figure driver. Actually, he's going to have to come on for his 2024 earnings. We might have to do that yearly with him just to go over his earnings for the year.
Okay. Well, Tommy says I did more than that. Well, if you did, you should have sent it to me. You didn't.
Well, you know what? Sorry. You got to pay attention to us.
Okay, so I have some special mentions. Okay, I have some honorable mentions. So Rafael da Silva from Boston, Massachusetts, Nikki Manchev, San Diego, California, and Mohammed Hassanpour, San Francisco, California. You will receive an email from me, and you will get a $25 Amazon gift card as being the top 3 winners. However, special mentions. Tristan Thomas, 831. Mike Grant, 772. Paul Figueroa, 743. Eric Smith, 628. Eric Lee, 639. Marty Scrobis, 519. Dora Party, 576. Darren Hoffler, 664. Scott Carson, 66. I had a lot of the 6s and 700s. Looks like this was, and these are all different cities. So, and Jayaprash Narayanan, 676, Austin, Texas. So that had like dozens. And most of them, Chris, were in the 6s, 7s, 8s, and 1 9, and a couple of close to 9s, 1. And I know for a fact, some of you are going to say, no, those guys drive black. I can't do that in X. Let me tell you something. The article actually, Raphael's article just came out again, maybe about a month ago. I did the article 2 years ago. Everybody said, oh, boo hoo hoo, he's a slave. I'm like, whatever. The guy pumps 3,000 a week, every week. Okay, he works his ass off. He drives 75 hours a week. He can do it. Not too many people. That's why he's my Iron Man. However, we put the second article out, still pumping in 3,000 to 3,200 a week. Okay, and and he drives X and standard, Chris. He doesn't drive black. He doesn't drive XL. He doesn't drive anything. So he's the winner of the contest. X and standard. There you go.
Boom.
I know Nikki does a little XL and a little upper class, but he did that 896 in like 6 hours, 7 hours. And
oh yeah,
I'm telling you, all the averages I got was 50, 60 bucks plus. It was good. So New Year's Eve was good for Uber, and it was good for you guys. And there you go. See, 628 driving XL in Tampa. Yeah, Mike Smith. I read yours. I mean,
all right.
hey,
Well,
yeah.
congrats out there for all the drivers who did it, and to the one that said you made more. Hey, you got to send it in. He said he sent it in, so I don't know what happened there. You might have to check your emails.
Send it to me again. We'll if you send it to me again, because I don't miss anything. But if you made more than these 3 numbers, you send it.
He will gladly issue a retraction and
give
you.
I'll issue you an extra $25 Amazon gift card. Not only that, you need to send me that 31st for Uber and Lyft combination. There you go.
All right. Well, let's move on. We're actually going to be doing, like I said, a little bit new format of the show. So you notice we haven't really been talking too much to the comments, but we've been highlighting them in the back end. We're going to be getting to them in just a moment. But we are going to be starting a new segment of the show called Driver's Corner. Yep. So what it is we're excited to have you join and share your experience, insights as rideshare drivers. And before we begin, I just want to take a moment to kind of set the tone in the segment is going to be, because like I say, I don't want it to be, complain. We don't really want that. We've heard that. We all know what's going on. We want to have some sort of productive conversation. So what we want to do is we want to aim to create a corner or a segment where drivers like you guys are coming on, can share tips, strategies, some story that you had, something that happened. Clearly, if there's something shocking and you want to talk about that, you can. But like I say, if it's something inspiring or, with New Year's Eve, what happened if you were doing that, whatever it might be, somehow you had a challenge, you overcame it, those types of things. We want to kind of highlight when it comes to it. So I am going to share the link to the show. So if you'd like to come on, and in between that time, while we're waiting for 2 or 3 people to come on and share it, then what we're going to do is we're going to highlight the comments and the super chats and all that had happened already. So we're going to go back and kind of discuss that. So come on, Driver's Corner. That's the link going through right there. So you should see it.
This is the first time we're doing this. So this is the first time we're doing this. We're going to readjust and adapt to the flow, but we definitely want to have on every episode more interaction with the live audience, right? Now, if you're going to come on and say, Serge, they didn't pay me my cancellation fee, I'm going to boot you off, okay? Because I get enough emails about that. Now, if you're in a city that you have figured something out and it's not Fight Club, you want to improve the driver's earnings, or you have set up your car in a way, you're doing something else, just come and talk about it. And, that's what we want to do. All the complaints, no. Yeah, New Year's Day does not count, Tristan. Only the 31st. We said that on the video that we put out. New Year's Day, meaning Eve. It goes 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. So
we'll give people a minute to come on. Like I say, once we get 2, 3 people on, then we will bring you on. But before that, we're going to go over some of the comments and super chats. So first, we want to say thanks for the super chat from Craig. Give us some extra money to pay for driver's clothes. Look, honestly, going back to what we talked about with Lyft, if they're offering a percentage off from some of those places, I'm happy because it's some decent clothes. And you know what? If you're single and you want to go out and date or something, or if you want to look nice for your wife or husband, well, husband if you're going to Men's Warehouse, but that's a whole different ball game I'm not touching. But yeah, if you're going and enjoying, it's going to have some good clothes. So nothing wrong with that. And then Evan, thank you for the $22 super chat. We appreciate that. That's awesome. So that's our super chats. Let's go to some of the comments that we got. So hold on, all right. So I'm wondering what happened to Lyft paying more for longer trips. I saw an increase on rides for about 3 weeks, and they started going right back to the same trash pay.
Typical.
Actually, I've heard that. I
Yeah.
heard that. So I'm not sure what's going on. What have you heard?
Same thing. Yeah. For specifically out of airports, they were paying some ridiculous fares. Now, when I say ridiculous, I thought it was fair fares. Okay. I thought it was like what it should be as opposed to the trash. And then Pablo, our good friend in LA, he said, now we're back to the same thing. So that's what I'm hearing as well. So they went right back. And on the other front, Uber had raised the minimum fare in certain cities, and they went back to the trash again. I guess, it doesn't last long enough.
So take it while it's there, and try to do what you can. So thanks for that. Stuff, Scott. Has anyone else had spoof spam calls from people pretending to be Uber Sport? Yep, that's been a problem for several years now.
Forever.
I mean, it's kind of hard to do something about it unless they do, it post, but it's something where you have to make it known to Uber. You have to report it. Because again, anybody could do it. It's just something, unfortunately, you got to be aware of. Go back and check out some of the scams when it comes to it. So what to look out for. There's no VIP person. There's none of that crap. There's no verifying the account, nothing. Uber is not going to call you like that at all. So yeah. So appreciate that. Thanks. Mike, we got to get upfront fare and destination in New York. I don't know where the hell you drive in New York, but I drive in New York and I have upfront fares. I've had it for quite a while, a year and a half now at this point. So I don't know where you're driving, but Uber and Lyft both have upfront fares in New York State, and even New York City. So I don't know what's that's all about. David says you should not drive like you just roll out of bed. Disgusting. Most drivers dress like that. Yeah, unfortunately, you got to have a little bit more respect, I think. I mean, granted, yeah, you're not getting paid what we were getting paid before, but it's still something. You're going to feel better. You're going to look better. Your passenger is going to look at it much better too. So we are in customer service. Driving around is customer service, so you want to still be there. So there's that. I'm wearing a thong next trip. Oh well,
cheeky
go for it, cheeky.
Typical, bro. You're not even. I'm telling
you. Mike says past couple of weeks, Lyft's been sending trip offers 30 to 50 cents per mile.
You made too much money on New Year's Eve. They're trying to get their money back.
Yeah, they got to bring it down. So Mike, send us a couple of screenshots of that with the Excel, because I need to see that, and then also let us know what.
You know what? I remember. Okay, I met Mike in person when I was in Tampa. He came to the InDrive launch event.
Florida.
I met him finally.
Yeah, Florida rates. I'm sorry, but they're absolute horrendous. They're dog shit. They truly are. I get people sending me screenshots. A few different people send me screenshots from the Florida market in different areas, whether it's Tampa, Orlando, and they just are absolute horrible. I don't know how people are making money. Really.
Yeah. Can I just quickly put this? Okay, put those up, and then I'll save this one, and you put save that one up, because I get that question.
I get constant comments that my car is super clean, have a good haircut, smells great, mannerisms are great, educated and well spoken.
He's here. He's on the thing, on the driver corner. So we're gonna put him up.
Yeah.
I can tell already. He's clean cut. I don't know if you smell good right now, macro break, but
yeah, we'll bring you on in just a minute. But I mean, exactly. You'll be able to talk about that when you come on. So Abigail,
pride in what you do, man.
Abriga made a cool 612 hours. Nice. Had a great New Year's. So that's good. Sergio was right. Back in 2020, a woman who was doing DoorDash didn't keep records, fake number, tax return busted by the feds, huge tax return and fine. Now she's sitting for tax evasion in jail. No problems. Yuck. No thanks.
You can't take this as a joke, man. You're in business.
Dude, Uncle Sam's gonna come after you if you make money. Hell, if they'll shut down little kids with lemonade stands. Go watch some of those videos. They'll shut down
the IRS. Abolish the IRS. How about that? There you go.
Yeah, but it's the state you got to worry about. The IRS is a problem, yes, but the state will come after for their money too. Even if they don't even have any qualms to it, they'll still try. Mike Smith, as an independent contractor, I reserve the right to surcharge riders directly if platform pay is insufficient. I like that. Work it into the terms of service, please.
Okay.
Taxes theft, I agree. Unfortunately, there's nothing you or I can do about it. I mean, we could throw some tea into the Boston Harbor though, but I don't know if that's going to be. To this day, tea is still not taxed. FYI.
Put a bag of shit on fire. There you go.
Ernest says, and if you rent your car, you can't claim
cannot.
Standard. Nope, you cannot.
You can claim the rental the cost. That's
you can
about
claim
it.
the rental cost, but you can't claim the standard.
Nope.
So there's a lot of things that you got to pay attention. So yes, you got to know your costs. Jamie, correct Jersey and out of city drivers pay the New York City congestion toll once per day at $9. Pain in the ass for sure. And then
Roxy,
Jamie,
come on down, Roxy. You coming down?
Well, and then Jamie also says the $16 is the toll amount. $20 was not the amount required. All New Yorkers are required to have Easy Pass. Yeah, absolutely, I agree with that. You can't get around if you don't. New Jersey should have them as well. They plan on crossing. Mike says no upfront fare. Destination needs to be changed immediately. It's bullshit. Mike, if you're in an area that doesn't have it, unless you're in Jersey right near New York City, be careful what you wish for. That's all I got to say. Careful what you wish for. I would love to have the upfront information with the rate card, with an estimate of what it's going to pay me. That's what I want. Not this hocus pocus number, Alamajocus. Oh, we're going to pay you this.
Yeah.
And say it's based on 75 different factors. No, I know what it's based on. It's not 75 factors. Blow it out your ass. William says, yeah, get Chris to LA 3 years and you haven't done a live show. What do you think this is? This is a live show. We just haven't done it together.
186. No, how many? 138?
138. Where the hell did you get 186 from? That's next year. I love you guys. Don't understand why Harry is in love with AVs when he wins. I don't know. I mean, I think Harry sometimes is like, ooh, shiny object. Ooh, shiny object.
I think Harry thinks his channel, that channel he's working on, or what is it, newsletter he's writing on AVs, is going to be like RSG. Not chance.
No, because you're the people that you're doing it to are driverless vehicles, and they don't read. They don't need.
Where did Macro Bread go? Where did the good smelling, good looking guy go?
I don't know. He'll be back on.
Come back on.
Come back. We'll give you a couple minutes. We got a couple more comments to go, so come back. But
that's right.
Mr. Gambit, upfront fares disappeared in thousands. Oak, California. Very weird going on talking.
Okay, Mr. Gambit, as soon as you cross to Ventura County, there's no upfront fares in there. Although the next county, see LA County, Ventura County, Santa Barbara County, right? So LA County to Ventura County, there's no upfront fares. And they still have the 5 out of 10 to see the upfront like we used to have. For some reason. I don't know why. So that's why it disappeared.
I don't know. They make some wild things.
From county to county. And the next county over has upfront fares. So we go one, yes, no, yes. That's how Uber does it.
Oh, man. Do you still have set your own fare?
No, we don't have that. We don't have that. No.
Oh, all right. Do you think that good markets like Virginia that average 30 to 35 an hour revenue will become like the other shitty markets? Don't put that out there. Try not looking like that.
That's negative thinking, man.
Yeah.
If you're if you're grossing 30 to 35 gross, try to improve that as opposed to thinking, oh, it's going to go to 22. I'm like, no. Whatever you're doing is working. So keep doing it, but try to improve it. This is the mindset
Yep.
that I don't understand. Why do people think
Oh,
that?
here's the question. How many hours do you drive a week?
Yeah.
I drive a lot less right now, only because of my baby. So that has gone, clearly down. Plus I have
I
my own
drive
business.
between
And
deliveries and rideshare. I drive about 20 a week, 18 to 22 on average a week. I want to get
yeah,
that Prop 22 money. That's why.
when I first started, I was doing about 20 hours a week. Then it went to more full-time, like 40 hours. Then it dropped down to like 10 hours. It's been, 5-10 hours for quite a while. And, since my baby's been born last month, month and a half now. It's drastically cut down because with 3 kids and all that, it's a lot more. Plus, like I said, I have my own business on top of it too. So
Mine is consistent driving, sir. I would say
nice.
probably 50-50 between deliveries and rideshare. I like deliveries better than rideshare actually because it pays as well, or maybe a little bit better. And I can pick and choose the high tips. So because in rideshare in California, I'm stuck at 22 an hour because of Prop 22, pretty much.
Mhm.
There you go.
All right. Well, let's bring on Mohammed and Macro Baked for the
right.
first inaugural driver. What is it? Driver corner.
Forget about Mohammed.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, Mohammed.
Happy New Year.
Are you the one? Are you the one that won the thing, the Amazon card, or you're not that one?
What? No, not me. I won an Amazon card back in I don't know, like a year ago, but I haven't claimed it yet because I forgot. I can't find the email. I try to find it.
You snooze, you lose, buddy. So.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I tried to send you some photos, which of requests I received, but I think I couldn't send them. Maybe I don't know what was wrong. Basically, it's lots of Uber requests that are basically lousy. Now, the good news, I got my car back, my Subaru Legacy, after 16 months of renting from Avis. So it's ready on Uber, just waiting for the Lyft to go through. Other than that, just what is it? Peace and health to everybody.
Well, thank you, Mohammed. I remember you're in Michigan somewhere.
Yes,
right?
I'm in Dearborn, Michigan. And about
Man, I got this fucking memory, bro. I got the memory of an elephant. I'm telling you.
You do.
What? No, I mean, look. I mean, what is it? Dearborn, Michigan has lots of big Arabic community with lots of Arabic food. Now, the auto show is going to be here in 3 days.
There you go. Go get it.
And also the Lions. They have the #1 seed in the playoffs.
Go make some money, Mohammed.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting. Yes, thank you.
Be safe, be healthy.
Yes.
Have a great year.
Hey, go Lions. I would love to see a Lions Bills Super Bowl.
You got it.
To me, would be amazing.
Yep, that'd be great. But yep, thank you.
All right, take care, man.
You're welcome.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Mr. Scully, good haircut in a Tesla. It looks like. Is it a Tesla?
My car?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
No, I'm in a Honda Accord 2017.
Oh,
Perfect.
see, he's
Hybrid.
clean.
It's a hybrid.
It's a hybrid too?
Yeah, it's a hybrid.
Perfect car to drive.
Yeah, I get about 40 to 50 miles per gallon, depending kind of what part of the city I'm in and all that.
What city are you in?
I'm in San Diego.
Oh, okay. So what's on your mind?
So, first of all, big fan of you guys. I appreciate everything you guys do. I started back in the end of March for the first time doing Uber.
March of this year?
Yeah.
Shit, you're a newbie. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got about 3,000 rides so far in about 8 months.
That's pretty good.
So, and that I would probably be doing double that if I didn't have a job. So, I've been doing delivery for 6 years. Specifically in the legal cannabis sector. And so I get mile reimbursement, I get tips, and I get hourly pay. So it always comes out to about $30 to $35 an hour. Sometimes, depending on the mileage and the tips I get, it's $60 an hour. So I've been doing that for 6 years.
Hold on a second. Hold on. So what service was that? Because I actually did apply for one.
So this is directly through a dispensary. So it's like a W-2 job. It's a W-2 job. Okay. So I work there 32 hours a week, 4 days a week to get my medical benefits. I get sharp medical, free dental, vacation pay, holiday pay, all of that. So I get all my benefits and my I guess you could say, guaranteed money through my job. And then I drive about 30 to 35 hours a week with Uber. So between both jobs, I'm making about 2,000 to 2,500 gross per week. And then as well as I have my own little side business. I grow vegetables as well. I've been growing for about 14 years now.
Amazing.
Nice.
See,
So
this is the shit
between
we want to
that-
hear. We don't want to hear I didn't get my
That's why he's all
cancellation.
clean cut, because he's eating that fresh food that he's growing from his garden.
Yeah, health
Not
as well,
the
for sure.
pesticide, not all that
Yeah.
crap, not all from the
Yeah.
store, the wax that's on it. No, you're getting the fresh, the good stuff.
Yeah, we
I
grow
love
cucumbers
these.
with no wax on it, all that stuff. But yeah, so I found this channel, and at first it's not anything towards your guys, but I noticed there's a lot of crybabies in the community, and so I kind of was like already like, man, these two are just crybabies. But then I stuck around a little. I'm like, nah, these guys are winners. It's more the comments that kind of made me feel like that's you guys, but it has nothing to do with you guys. But I do notice now, after driving for about 9 months, there are definitely negatives. When you first start, you kind of just look at the positive and say, hey, I'm making an extra 1,000 a week right now.
Can we do this? Can we do this instead of like you shooting all your wad here? You want to do it behind the wheel with me?
Yeah, definitely.
Fuck yeah. Okay, email me. Please email me, Sergio@rideshareguy.com. Here he goes. See, this is like a preview of behind the wheel. I love this kind of story. The guy has his shit together, bro. There you go. That's it.
So but I appreciate that, Sergio. So yeah, I definitely noticed if you're a go-getter, like I saw Raphael. Once I saw that video, that's it. For me, I was like, 200K, bro. I don't care how much I gotta work. If I can make 200K, now my fiance, which I just bought an engagement ring, we're gonna have a baby, our first baby. And so now, thank you. So now, because I added Uber, she was able to drop her second job, and I'm making well over 90K gross, obviously. But she was able to cut her job. Now she only works part-time. I pay all the bills. So I mean, to me, Uber has honestly changed my life, because I was able to double my income instantly, because I already have that work ethic. I start at 4 a.m. I will save it for the show. For the interview,
please save that. Also, please keep your
What area are you in?
I'm in San Diego, California, and I literally will drive. I'm in Chula Vista, but I'll drive from Chula Vista to Oceanside. I don't care. It only depends. Say I'm wrapping up my shift. Well, then I do care where I'm gonna go.
Can you send this guy the link? Can you come on, sir, madam, whoever you are? And then
common sense.
the negative Nelly. We need to have a negative Nelly, as usual. But let's put the link up there, and let's have him come on. Let's have him come on. Have his word.
It is
keyboard warrior. Keyboard warrior is easy to do. Let's not be a keyboard warrior. Come on the show, buddy. We have like 10 more minutes. You know what I mean? There you go.
Yeah, I gotta go, guys, because technically I am getting paid for this interview because I'm on the clock right now. But I gotta get going. But I will send you the email.
Yeah, Sergio@rideshareguy.com. Please send it to me. We'll knock it out.
Definitely. We'll do an interview, and we'll go more into detail, kind of what I do and how I figured it out so far in 9 months of doing this. So
yep.
Awesome.
Thank you, man.
All right, appreciate you guys so much for what you do, man. Have a great day.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, thanks,
Mohammed. Thank you as well. Be safe.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me on.
Go get that money.
Yep. All right. So that was the beginning of Driver Corner. So we definitely like that, and think that's going to be a very interesting thing going forward.
Yeah,
so
I mean, look, man,
you guys like that.
You know what, Chris? Seriously, this year, okay, we have plans. We're going to execute those plans. We know what they are. However, the investigative journalism shit that we've been doing is going to continue, obviously, right? Because they're always going to do some shady shit. However, what? Okay, you know what? I'm going to put that poll on the community channel. So all 300-400 of you, whatever, and later, okay, that's going to be telling. What percentage of drivers do you think, Chris, are happy doing what they're doing, and what percentage of drivers are miserable doing what they're doing? I'm betting you.
Who are we sampling this from, though?
All drivers. Let's say we put in 7 million drivers, right? And
is this
I'm
global?
going to say that look, I'm gonna say that the people who like what they're doing, like this guy, Uber, Lyft, DoorDash,
I'm gonna say
whatever, gig
80%.
work, huh? 80%, right?
I'm gonna say 80.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
I think
the
it's, I think
80-20
it's
rule.
70. Yeah. So I want to
go
hear
by the
from that
80.
80%. I want to hear from that 80%. Doesn't discount to 20%
Well, here's the
haters.
thing. Here's the thing.
I want
Here's
to
the
hear
thing.
from that 80%.
You know the 80-20 rule, right?
I
80%,
absolutely, yeah.
80% of something is versus 20% of other. Well, here's the thing. 80% like it, 20% don't. But the
Can you put the
20% who
link?
don't make 80% of the comments.
Can you put the link up there, please? The StreamYard link?
It's already on there. It's pinned.
Okay, no, because just come on down. LGBTQ Trump times shiny. Come on down, buddy. Let's hear you. Talk is cheap. Come on down.
Yeah, it's easy to hide behind the keyboard.
I'm tired of this shit, bro. Come on down.
But
Seriously,
honestly,
we're not gonna like
look,
have a debate. We're just we want to
hey,
hear your side of the
when
story.
hold on. You know when you get a shopping cart and it's like shaky, one wheel's off, 3 of the 4 wheels are working fine, one's like, and it just ruins the whole experience. I'm telling you, I think I'm putting 80% of drivers who drive Uber and Lyft are probably pretty happy with it, and enjoy it. 20% don't like it, and it's the 20% of the people who make 80% of the comments, and it's usually always going to be in a negative fashion. So it's going to be skewed when it comes down to it. You know what it is,
though? The negative voices are louder. That's what it is. And we're going to make sure we're going to equalize that playing field a little bit on this channel. Roxy, you want to come up? We have like 5-10 minutes. Come up. Grab the link. Come up. I want to see you. I haven't seen you for like a year. Where are you? Are you in San Antonio, Houston, Arizona? Like you're in 5-6 different places. So I don't know where you are.
It better be warm. You better not be in Texas where it's freezing right now, 20 degrees outside Dallas.
I don't know where she is. She's always moving around. She's always.
You better not be in like the entire Midwest or Mid-Atlantic where they're getting pounded with ice and snow.
Yeah. Okay. So Divo Meister says
40, like 15 degrees outside right now either.
Okay, grab the link. Come on up, Divo Meister. 45% are unhappy, but they're still doing it. What do they have? Stockholm syndrome or what's happening? I don't know.
I don't think it's that high. I really don't. I think you're going to have the people who are like, okay, so we'll put out videos like, is Uber and Lyft worth it? Everybody's going to, no, it's not worth it. No, it's not. Then why the fuck are you still driving? Go do something else. Oh, I gave up driving. Then why are you watching the channel, bro? Get on with your life. Are you that sad and pathetic that you have to comment on a fucking Rideshare Guy channel about how you hate Uber because you haven't driven in 3 fucking years? Get a fucking life, bro.
Okay, this is a good one. Okay, this is actually, I want also, this is why we created this driver's corner. I want to hear you from you guys instead of you blah 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 doing this. All new drivers have no clue what we used to get paid. You know what the difference is between what you used to get paid and now? I'll bet you it's not more than 15%, 20% less. Yes, you are getting paid less, but I'll bet you it's not more than that. Okay, I'm serious. These are the topics that I want to talk about, and it's not about being positive or negative. There's reality out there, and we have the reality in numbers. Okay, complainers will complain. I'm not, look, I complain. Fuck, if there's something wrong, I complain. But the gig is not as bad as everybody says it is. Otherwise, you have something wrong with you. Keep doing it. It's like being in an abusive relationship with a husband. Husband beats you, but you're still staying in there.
I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't even say that. No. That's a horrible analogy, bro. That really is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is, because domestic violence is not cool. And you know what? When it comes to Uber and Lyft, you can make it what you want to make it. And if you want to be the victim, you're going to be the victim. If you want to actually make it something that's going to be worth your while, you're going to make it worth your while, and you're going to see that it's going to be good. So, you have the choice.
We got one. The problem isn't getting paid less. Absolutely, 100% agree. That's relevant, though, or that's applicable to every single W-2 you have anywhere in the country. Inflation is absolutely killing you. In fact, you guys should go see my ranting on my finance channel about inflation. Chris knows. Yeah, inflation is killer, bro. Has nothing to do with anything else, though. Tony, Is this our Tony, the beard man, Tony from Denver?
No.
Where's the Tony?
Nah, from Orlando, Florida.
Hey, what's
Tony.
up, Tony? What's up, bud?
Hey, how
Hey,
you guys
Roxy.
doing?
How you doing?
Good. How's it going?
Hey,
Yeah,
there
I'm here.
he is. All right, we got a party now. Tony, introduce yourself. What's in your mind, buddy?
Oh, nothing. Just got on here just to tell you guys a happy new year. And I'm over here in the coat. in my
Is it
little
cold, really?
hat. It's freezing out here in Orlando, Florida.
No way.
Yeah.
What is it? 58?
47 right now.
Look at Chris.
Oh,
Chris
okay,
is
that's
like
a little,
under
that's
6
a
foot of
little
snow.
chill, but you know what? I would, if it was 47 right now, I'd be at the beach.
Yeah.
Because it's 19 degrees outside right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Nah, just definitely agree with you, Chris. I mean, the rates here suck. They really do. And I do black. I sent pictures to you guys before too about I've been one of the ones that have been complaining about the rates here, and I do black with Uber and Lyft, and it's pretty bad, you know. And then I'm one of the drivers that moved down here from New York City in 2021. So it was good in the beginning, like when I first moved here, like I was pulling really good money, but then with all these changes up front coming on, everything just went downhill, especially with Lyft. Lyft is just horrible. Like right now, I just drove to Lyft and I see the little yellow icon just driving away because they didn't want to wait. So I'm just waiting right here because they're going to pay me 25 cash anyway. I mean, not cash, but 25 for driving all the way over here for nothing. But it's really bad, especially with Lyft Black. It's really bad. And then they got all these requirements down here. Like I got to have a City of Orlando permit, commercial insurance, my own LLC. Like you got to have everything legit here, just like New York City. But that's just to do black. And then they don't pay that type of money like that, you know?
Isn't there like a seasonality in your business, especially in Orlando with the tourist season? So you get more black trips and less black trips and things like that, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was moving really good before when I first started down here. I mean, we have the convention center, so we had a lot of people coming in for businesses. Yeah. Like a lot of people would come in, and it just started just dying out. Like, you know, and then of course we got Disney here. You know, I like to work in downtown Orlando, really. I don't really do any of that other stuff no more. I don't work over there no more.
Nothing to Simi.
Yeah, nobody likes to work downtown, so I just stay here. I just make believe like I'm back home in New York City. I'm like, I'll go downtown. Nobody wants to go there, but even that's gotten pretty bad. But you know, well, look, I don't want to be the whiner either. You know, I do.
No. But there's reality, man. You know, there's reality, and we love hearing reality. I mean, you know, we don't want to overhype the good. We don't want to undermine the bad. All we want to do is there is a reality out there. Okay.
Yes.
My question is always going to be, if it's so bad, and is this the only thing that you can do? And if it is, then you're stuck in a box. But I think every human is capable of doing a lot more than they think they can do. But it's just to limit themselves. You know, people put a lot of limits on themselves. And I know this lady on the left does not put limits on herself. So, but thank you for coming on, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I mean, I send you one time. I have two Teslas, 2 Model Ys. Me and my fiance, we drive. And I send you when they removed the Lux, and then they actually removed the Lux Black XL, the black SUV. They took that option away, and now I seen another option they're gonna take away is the XL on Lyft also, because I have the 7-seater Model Y, but I don't use it. But I'm just saying with Lyft, it's been mostly the worst because they've been taking away options for me, like not just for me personally, but they keep adjusting. Like the list, the car list. Now my Model Y just gets just black. I could do really. I don't want to do the other cheap stuff because over here is horrible, the rates. Like,
okay, you said you're in Orlando or Fort Lauderdale? Where are you?
Orlando.
Okay.
Yeah.
Paul,
I'm gonna send me another email. Send me another email. I'm gonna.
Hold on. Before Paul just put in a super chat, but a thing to Tony. saying build up some private clientele. You got all the stuff you need to do private rides.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I used to do it. I'll get it once in a while. I'll get it privates, but it's not constant, man. It's not constant.
No, but you got to build that business, bro. You got to build that.
You got to market yourself that way, especially you being downtown. I mean, you're not doing tourists. You're not going to Disneyland, Disney World, Orlando, that stuff. You're not in Kissimmee. You're not down. You know, if you're doing more work in the city itself, those are locals. Those are people who live in the area too. So you can market yourself to be able to provide private clients as well. So it's going to take time. It's going to take work.
I always have my business cards. Usually when I do get the private client, they always like, you know, they usually ask like for the business card. I'll get it once in the blue, but it's not. But the way I mostly make the money is through the apps. That's just the way.
Well, I have a suggestion for you. Okay, you know, I have a great driver that I've known for a while in I think he's in Fort Lauderdale, closer to Miami. But the point is, he had said something.
I know who you're talking about. I have him on X also. I follow.
No, I'm not talking about. No, actually, he's just here. I'm not talking about Trent. I'm talking about right here, Jeff. He said something that, you know, a couple of years ago he said this, and it connected actually the dots. He goes, Uber, there's two rules of rideshare. One, Uber and Lyft won't do anything that is not beneficial to them, and rule number two is look at rule number one, right? Yeah. And so a lot of people buy cars for doing Uber and Lyft, and then their cars get dropped off from a certain platform, and now they're out in the cold with a note on their head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
I think rideshare at the moment is you need to have a 6-7 year old almost fully depreciated car.
Yep.
I don't think it's a full-time gig anymore. Okay. But you know, as a driver, you got to adapt and adjust. And I think a lot of drivers are not doing that. I think they're looking at this as a full-time gig. I don't think it is.
I don't plan on switching my car. Before, I also used to do a company like chauffeur work for it's called Black Lane. And they also they were pretty good, and they also readjusted their list, and they're like, no, we're not taking the Model Y no more. You could use the Model S or X, which is like a $90,000 car, and it's not worth it. I'm not changing this car. I'm just gonna stay with it. It's almost paid off, so it's not.
Well, I'm going to recommend something to you, which is, you know, I'll hook you up with that guy. You should talk to him anyway. He'll give you some ideas. But the other thing is, look, man, if you got all that, you know, all those cars, I mean, at least Model Y, 7-seater, 5-seater.
Yeah.
I think you need to market yourself better. I think there are private trips, and then move on to private trips, man. I mean, I know Jeff right here, Norma's tits, but his name is Jeff. He does a lot of private trips, and you know, go. It's not illegal. Go. You're talking to an Uber client, you just go poach him. I mean, hell, if you have all the paperwork right up, you have a nice clean car, go do private trips. You know?
No, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah.
And,
all right. Well, you have a great year.
Thank you for all the work you guys been doing. I watch the show every week, and I see all the stuff on X, and every time I find something wrong or something, I'm always tagging Chris and also you, Sergio. So thank you guys.
We appreciate that.
I appreciate it, man. We appreciate it. Now keep in touch, please. If you're gonna send me anything, again, Sergio at therideshareguy.com.
All right. Thank you guys. Take care.
And before we get into Roxy and then Brandon, Jeff, all I got to know is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how were they? How were they, Norma? They got to be like a mother effing 10.
I missed something.
Roxy, earmuffs, Roxy. They got to be a number. They got to be a 10 or something to make your screen name that.
Roxy, good to see you. What's up, Roxy? Are you the winter bird? Are you in Arizona?
What's going on?
No, I'm not in Arizona right now. I'm in Texas. I was in Arizona. God. I went to Arizona for the summer, and I don't know what Jeff you're talking about, but the Jeff in Arizona, AZ Jeep guy or whatever.
No, I'm not talking about that Jeff. I'm talking about Jeff in Florida.
We're talking about Jeff in the chat.
Okay. Yeah. Well, anyway, I've been doing this a long time, and this has been insane ever since they went up on the upfront fares. But I still 100% love it. And the private rides is you got to do it. You got to do it. But it's kind of hard to do it on your own. You got to get with a group of people because you can't handle everything. But yeah, I got into another wreck on working the Alamo Bowl. I've had 18 pukers. I've had 18 pukers, and I've had 7 wrecks, and none of them have been my fault.
7 wrecks?
Wow.
Yeah. I've been doing this. I've been doing this since like 15. I've been full time since 18. But the rides are ridiculous. I pretty much cherry pick on one app. I use the Lyft only for promos, and I keep it real nice because I like it because I'm a woman. I work nights. I use Lyft to get me back to where I need to go because Uber's destination mode doesn't work correctly, that kind of thing. But I do other apps and I have other jobs that I do. So you can't have all your eggs in one basket. I would have never done all of this if I hadn't read this article in the USA Today talking about how everybody was going to start doing this, and they did. I mean, you can't see, but I would love to mail you this. I saved this from 2016, and it says that there was like 47 million people doing this in 16, and that by 2020, 127 million people were going to be doing this. This came out in 16. And then in 2020, when that stuff happened, ever since then, it's going out. You know, you gotta pick up your plan A, B, C, and make the best of it. It's not like you can't go pick the right car to do this job. You know.
Okay, so you've seen the good, the bad, the ugly. You had the wrecks, you had the pukers, you had all that, right? But you're still doing it. Tell me why you're still doing it.
Because I would want somebody to come get me. I'm like the sunshine man, but I got to make money.
Okay.
At the same time.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, you know what? We love you. We've hadn't seen you for a while, so thank you. Don't let's make the 18 pukers and the 8 wrecks the last ones.
Hey, can I say one more thing?
Sure.
I love the behind the wheel, and that guy that you're gonna interview, you should have a live behind the wheel because
we're thinking about it.
Yeah, that would be fun instead of it being so rehearsed.
Yeah, well, no, actually, none of those are rehearsed. It's like we jump on and record. We did one with you. Come on now.
I did one, but I meant so that we can ask him questions because I learn a lot from new people.
Okay, that's what you know. What? See, I was just before the show. I told Chris that we should do that. That we should have actually. That troll that was here, he was like talking shit about that guy, the young guy who was a go-getter, right? He has his shit together. We want to have like positive, negative drivers, one each, and have a debate for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and they debate it. We don't say anything. We moderate, I think that would be awesome. But anyway, Roxy, thank you, man. Thank you. So listen, anytime you want to do another behind the wheel, if you got some crazy stories, I don't mind. I mean, we've done doubles. Now we can't hear you.
You're muted.
Right. You're muted.
No, you're not.
All right. We'll see you. Stay healthy, happy, healthy. Great 2025 for you and your family.
All right. So Brandon You
That's
are
All right,
muted.
Brandon. All right, Brandon is on. And
I
last
am
one
here,
is going to
yes.
be Jeff. We're going to finish with Jeff, the last one.
First and
We
foremost,
were going to do this for 15 minutes, but we're just going on. Okay, well, it's cool. Well, the last one is Jeff.
First and
Brandon,
Let's see it
foremost,
out,
welcome
bro.
to
We'll
you.
see.
How are you,
Thank-
Brandon?
I'm great, man. Thank you guys for what you do. First and foremost, you guys couldn't be a better duo. So that being said, I want to kind of push back on you, Sergio, because I feel like sometimes you say that, you know, there are issues with the pay, and then you go back and say, well, what can you expect? This pay is what it is. But you've been around a while. I've been
Yeah.
around since 2017.
Yeah.
The business model for Uber and Lyft has been charge passengers more each year, pay your drivers less.
Yes.
That's the equivalent of a 9-to-5er going to work every year and being told, yeah, this year we got to cut your pay by 10%. After a period of time, no one wants to work there anymore. And
I get it. I get that.
the business model that I see is a deteriorating business model, because
For
when
who?
you're on here telling people, well, you got to get a 7-year-old vehicle, what have you, the
Yeah.
days of having luxury vehicles to provide a great service, good quality, is going out the window, and they're going to bring in lesser motivated drivers who will take these $2.80, $3.50 rides, and they're not going to have the same professionalism, the same keeping the car clean, keeping the car smelling good. They might be smoking in their car, and in my state, smoking weed in their car.
Yeah.
They might be playing, profane music. They might be, on the phone in the middle of the ride, cussing at somebody.
I agree. Look, I mean, but Brandon, I've said that a million times, right? They are scratching the bottom of the barrel. All the good drivers are leaving, have left, because one way or another, they have figured out there's no money in this business. They've driven 60,000 miles a year, and they have a bad back and a broken down car, and they have nothing to show for it because they use the money to pay short-term bills. I get all this, but my thing is, Uber and Lyft have a business model, and you have to respect that as a company that they are, right? And the only way to accomplish their goals is going to be charge as much as they can, pay as little as they can. That's a fact, right? However, as a person, as a driver, when I say that, I really mean it. This is not a career. Rideshare cannot be a career, and the facts prove that 80% quit in less than 6 months that do rideshare. Our audience happens to be veterans, full-timers mostly, but rideshare is not a full-time gig. It shouldn't be a full-time gig. You should have other aspirations to move on and to do different things and better things. I am the number one driver's advocate. However, when I get 1,500 emails and 1,400 are complaining, right? There is something wrong with this, that I go like, okay, I can't fix it. I can't make the companies pay more. Well, then my advice to the driver is, please do something different. Don't keep doing this, because you're torturing yourself. And I don't know how else to put it. Honestly, that's all.
I think the starting point could be, you guys obviously have connections at both Uber and Lyft, pushing them a little bit to the narrative of asking them, would you hop in your car and give somebody a ride for $2.83? Would you hop in your car?
I've interviewed David Risher. I've said that to his face. I go, do you know the minimum fare in LA was $2.62? And go watch that interview a year ago. I said, in 2016, it was $2.62, Mr. Risher. It's 2024. It's still $2.62. I go, how can I put a human in my car? I've even done a trip and went out, tried to buy a pack of gum in LA for $3. I couldn't even do it. I've done all that. These people don't listen. But what they do is that I am all for the driver looking out for himself or herself, right? At some point, you have to just go, okay, enough. I had enough, right? Enough of the abuse, enough of the exploitation. And I feel for you guys. I mean, I drive. I'm telling you, I drive. And it used to be enjoyable. Now it's like huffing and puffing and cussing myself under my breath when I'm doing a $5 trip. I mean, that's where the game is at.
I used to be able to make about 80,000 with 8 hours a day of work. Now I can make anywhere between 60 to 80 This is net. This is not gross. But I have to work 10 to 12-hour days. And I mean, and it's just a shame that I have to put in more time away from friends and family just to continue to make less money. And again, I'm not pushing on you in the narrative that you can change.
No. I want to have these conversations. That's why we're doing these, driver's corner, man. I want to have these conversations because reality has to be, talked about, and it is real. You were making $300 in 8 hours. Now you're going to make $300 in 12 hours.
Right. That's exactly it. You're right. Right. That's exactly the number.
That's where the game is at. I know. But what city are you in? Oh, Chicago. There you go.
Chicago. Yeah.
Okay.
And
please be safe in Chicago. Chicago is like not safe, but I hope you have a dash cam, by the way.
Oh, I do. Yes. And I was going to say the thing here is that, a lot of markets you can do the side hustle with outside Uber and Lyft rides. Here in Chicago, you have to have what they call a chauffeur's license, so you can only do livery, which kind of puts you in a different category altogether. You have to have a special license for that. But all that to be said, that is probably the goal in my market, is to always shoot up to livery. But I would ask, when you talk to Uber and Lyft directly and you bring up concerns with them, do you feel like they blow up?
No,
or do you
they
think
listen.
they do?
Lyft
Okay.
is better than Uber. Lyft is better. I'm being very upfront, very transparent here. Lyft is definitely better than Uber. And they have done actually a lot of the changes that we suggested. They have done, like the ID verification, rider verification, a lot of these things. Again, I can't take full credit for it, but I know these all came after conversations, and one thing I know for sure, both companies move like molasses. They don't move fast. You would think it's like an easy app fix. It takes them forever. They have to run it through legal. They have to do this. They have to do that. But they do listen. And I'm glad that they do listen. Some things they do. The only thing they don't listen to is pay. And I can squeeze them so much. I mean, I can't write an algorithm for them. They're going to pay what they're going to pay. They think it's fair. I don't think it is. Okay. But I also think driver expectations are stuck in 2016-17. I think they're too high.
I'm guilty of that.
Job entails. $60-$80 I was making with shits and giggles. And that's just not, it's for driving somebody from point A to point B. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, no, they do listen. I'm glad they have, I have their ear, but some things they do, some things they don't. That's
Well,
it.
I started it with praise. I'll end it with praise. I do believe that you guys move the needle quite a bit, and I do appreciate it. Just this, what you guys do online and behind the scenes is way more than I think us as a community could ever thank you for. So thank you guys.
No, I appreciate it, man. You be safe out there. Please keep in touch. You have my email, Sergio@therideshareguy.com, and just be safe, man. Health and safety is the most important thing. Uber comes, Uber goes. Uber is not end all be all, honestly.
Absolutely.
All right, much love. All right, Jeff, last but not least.
Happy New Year, gentlemen.
Happy New Year, sir.
Chris, I hope the baby's doing well. And Sergio, I have to say, getting to spend 5 or 6 hours with you one-on-one in Tampa was a bucket list item for me. And look, we talked about a lot of stuff, but I just want to give people some advice. Listening to people, I just think their perspective is way, way, way out of whack. People need to use Lyft and Uber for what they are. I'll just give you, for instance, when Uber started, how many billions of dollars did they spend in marketing? When they were,
a lot.
Okay, so I use Uber and Lyft as my marketing tier of my private ride business. Where else can you pick somebody up? All right, maybe you don't make a lot of profit on a few rides, but they're sending clients to you that you could make your own.
Yep.
I sell myself. It doesn't matter what car I'm in. I could be in a Kia. I could be in my Lincoln, which you are in. I don't worry about things I can't control. I'm not a victim. I don't make excuses. I told you, in a week from now, my Lincoln no longer qualifies for Premier.
Yeah.
on Uber because it's 5 years old. Now, you saw my car. It's immaculate.
Absolutely.
Right? I can't control that. But you know what? I could still convert Uber X customers and still make a handsome profit.
Yeah.
If you're driving somebody 15 miles and Uber's charging them $30 and they're paying you 12, couldn't you do the same ride for 25?
Yeah.
And make a boatload of profit and still save the customer money? I mean, guys, whoever's watching this and the people in the comments, what do you expect from Uber and Lyft? Should you make $60 an hour driving somebody 3 miles to Walmart? I mean, look in the mirror. Look at yourself. You fail or succeed on your own. Nobody else. Uber provides a great service for me, and I prefer Lyft for the reasons you know why.
Yeah.
Now, I can't share a lot of the hacks I have because we all know who's watching this. And by tomorrow, those things will be deactivated from my app. But I sent you that fare on New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah.
72-mile ride from Lyft. My cut was $389.
Yeah.
For an hour and 20-minute ride.
Yeah.
And what do you think I gave the woman when she got out of my car?
Your card.
Oh, well, she probably paid $700.
You
know what I mean?
Probably not that high, but I don't doubt it.
Right. So look, and it was an exception because I never drive after midnight on New Year's Eve. My life is more valuable than that.
Yeah.
But this was the highest fare I ever saw on Lyft. And again, to the guy in Orlando, you know, I work in Ormond Beach and Daytona once a month because I go up there once a month with my wife to stay at her parents' house. And in that area, in Ormond Beach, the rates are fine. The Jacksonville market, they suck. I've driven people to Orlando, they suck. But I don't see that here in Fort Lauderdale. I don't. I am busier than ever. Tourism is through the roof here. It grows every single year. And I'm sorry, you have to take away the customers when you see an opportunity. We can't blame Lyft and Uber. You have some inside information with these companies. It's like when the president gets elected and he's campaigning and he says he's going to fix everything. And then the first day in the White House, you're like, holy shit. I can't fix anything because so an outsider doesn't know what a business goes through to meet all the regulations. And I'm just saying look, this isn't for everybody. We all have unique circumstances. I'm not rich. I looked for 7 months to find that Lincoln, and you know what I paid for it? Yeah. Probably less than the price of a Kia. And I can do Lyft Black and Uber Premier. And it's more a life lesson than just Uber and Lyft, everybody out there. There is a lot of profit to be made doing Uber and Lyft if you use what they give you to build your own business, period. Don't complain that commercial insurance is high. If you can't invest $3,000 or $4,000 a year in your own insurance for your own business, then you don't belong in business.
Well, I you know what? We're running late, but all I know is no. But I did meet Jeff for a few hours. We did go to lunch. We talked about a lot of things. You know, I'm glad I did when I was in Tampa. He drove hundreds of miles, by the way, to do that. I was like, holy shit. Why? But I appreciate it. I'm glad I met you in person. I'm sure I'll meet you again. But you know, Jeff is a pragmatic person. He understands business. He was a business person. He was in management, and he runs his Uber driving as is. That's it. You know, there's a lot of correlation between what you've done in the past life and what you're doing now as an Uber or a Lyft driver. And he has transferred a lot of the thought processes to what he's doing now as a rideshare driver. And I mean, Jeff knows this stuff inside out. All I know is listen to the man. And but one thing he's always said to me: circle of control, circle of influence. I've learned that from him. And you have no control in this business. As long as you understand that, then you may be all right.
Well, listen, continued success for both of you. And Chris, I'd like to meet you one day as well.
Sounds
And,
good.
you guys provide an invaluable service to people who are getting into this business. And, you know, I know it's hard when the loudest, you're right, the loudest voices are the unhappy people, because people who are happy, guys, they don't complain. When you go out to dinner and you have great service, you don't fill out a survey. But if you had a rotten time, that's the first thing you do. And before you get up from the table on your phone, you're complaining.
Yeah.
So anyway, I kept you long enough. Look forward to your episodes. I was going crazy for the last 2 weeks because, you know, I don't watch television, and this is my must-see TV every week. So
Sorry.
I'm glad you guys are back. Have a great New Year, and I'll root for your Bills, Chris, even though I'm a Jet
All
fan.
right, go
Love
Bills.
Suffering.
Go Bills. All right.
Anyway.
See you. Talk to you, Jeff. Take care.
Have a good one, and thank you.
All right. Steve, also, thank you for the super chats. Much appreciated. Smack that like, y'all. Exactly. And Happy New Year. Also, yes, last minute, one thing too. I've seen Orlando did lose Inner City today. I've seen that a couple of times in the comments. And, so yes, there
Oh, and
is
then-
no Inner City in Uber for Orlando right now. I don't know if that's gone further beyond just the Orlando market, but if it has, please let us know, because we want to keep up on that. I don't know if that's going to just be combined into X, and then you're just going to have it pop up as Uber X in a city or something like that, or what, or they're just not going to show it and they're just going to do long. Who knows? We'll see.
All right, so let's finish it. I know this went longer than it did, but we definitely want to do this. I'm gonna replay this in my head, because I don't think, you know, what we put up for this, Chris, Driver's Corner, 15 minutes, I don't think is enough. But we'll figure something out. So we're gonna adjust and do this, and we'll figure it out. Hopefully, you know, I want to do this a lot this year, because if it's 80-20, I want to hear from the 80% more than I want to hear from the 20%. Don't get me wrong.
Well,
that's why.
Let's be real. You're not really going to hear from the 20%, because all they do is they type away on their computer or their
I don't
phone.
know.
Or whatever it
I
might
think
be.
I will. I think
They
we
don't.
will.
They don't come
I
on.
think we will. No, I think
We get
will.
a lot more. We get a lot more people who come on the live that are much more receptive than there are people who are complaining in the comments or in the live chat.
I agree.
That's just the reality.
But I want to hear from all sides. 1, 2, my email, Sergio@rideshareguy.com. Keep the emails coming. Keep the screenshots coming. Keep all that stuff coming. The investigative thing has not ended. I know they're going to pull some shady shit again this year. Hey, without you guys telling me what's happening, if it's happening to me personally, I'll know. But if it's not happening to me personally, I won't know. And I won't be able to go to them and say, hey, fix, hey, do this. So at least we can do that. But that's it. Yeah, Happy New Year. Healthy one. Have a great 2025. And we'll be back next Tuesday.
Adios.